tried that fucking Shamrock shake or the Shamrock?
No, I
liqueur
haven't.
yet?
I haven't. How is it?
Um,
Is it good? Like really good?
Straight nut.
Straight nut.
It's better than I thought it was. It's like you expect it to be. Like in your brain, you're pretty confident you know what it's gonna taste like.
Yeah.
It tastes like they fucking melted Peeps down and blended it in with it.
That sounds like a terrible.
Like
What?
It's got it's got like a sweet. It's got this like weird sweet. Bro, try it. It's fucking dank. It is super good. It's not. It's fucking super good.
Bruh.
Fucking.
Episode 56.
I forgot to look for
boyos.
my fucking vape.
You would forget to do
Super
that.
No.
Fucking cuck.
Bruh.
Eh.
Oh.
That.
Oh, you, I found it.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
These are dead. These are doing that thing they do when they die.
It's smoking.
They don't power on.
Yeah. Do you guys remember
doing
the
no
those old? That's from The Mask, right?
This should do it.
Yeah.
You remember those like old infomercials back in the day where it was for like those CDs and stuff? It was like, now that's what I call hair metal, volume 83.
Now that's what I call music.
Love ballads. Monster love ballads or whatever. And they would always play like those clips from the songs. We're on wide open. Where can you take me higher? And they all just sounded like the exact same fucking song.
Yeah.
They all just sounded the exact same. They all tried to be Creed.
Who wants
Creed.
to be Creed?
I wish I was Creed. dude.
Yeah, dude,
Not
Creed
even
makes
Creed wants to be Creed.
Creed makes money,
I want to
dog,
be
dude.
Creed from The Office.
That's what Chris Moore. No, no. Who is that?
I want to be Apollo Creed
I forget his name.
because he's dead.
Who the fuck is Chris Morrissey? Why is he coming to my brain?
No, he's not.
Why is Chris Morrissey coming to my brain? Who the fuck is that?
And,
It's it's Joe.
Joe from down the road.
Joe Mama.
Oh, D's nuts. Fucking got him.
Got him.
Oh man, we got some streamer feuds going on. Shit's picking up out
Yeah.
there.
Hey, did you see that PewDiePie's back? That made me
Is he?
happy. Yeah, that made me excited. He just
Gross.
blessed my timeline, my YouTube timeline one day.
Yo,
Huge is overrated.
You're overrated.
X. Oh, what was I gonna do?
I don't know. What were you gonna do?
Oh yeah, I was gonna go to Facebook. I was going to the Book of the Face.
Well, looks like I'm gonna be doing a fucking RE5 speedrun one of these days.
Let's see what we got here.
What episode is this?
50 mother frippin' frick.
That's not a number.
Straight up
56
bottom.
in case you couldn't translate it.
Yeah, I can't translate. Stupid. Got him.
Got him.
Schroeder, you didn't tell me that what's his nuts?
Sure.
Tyson Fury saying to bye bye Miss American Pie after he won his match.
Oh, Fury did win?
Yeah, he fucking destroyed
That's
him.
what, that's what I fucking thought.
He really did destroy him. And yeah, he did. He sung. Dude, it was.
Bye bye, Miss. I saw the
he is-
video
he
of it.
is crazy. He's a crazy fucking guy.
Beyonce
the-
Wilder wasn't getting another one. Like Fury should have won that first one, to be honest.
Yeah, that was fucking
Yeah.
hilarious. The whole crowd was singing it with him. It's like everybody
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, he beat his ass and then fucking sung a musical afterward.
Hell yeah.
Did you? And dude, like the intro of him coming in, my God, I have to admit, I was talking shit.
Really?
He came in on a fucking. He came in on like a. What the hell was it? He came in on a throne with like women carrying it,
Really?
Really?
and had fucking.
It's the ancient Roman times, dude.
Yeah, but the fucking soundtrack he had playing in the background. You need to see it. You need to see it. It's a hell of a spectacle. And then they sung "God Save the Queen"
Why God Save the Queen?
because he's from British. It's like
Oh,
their
yeah,
national
you're
anthem.
right.
Okay.
He's from British.
He's from
And I've
British.
never heard the whole thing of that song.
Fucking
God
hilarious.
Save
What?
the Queen.
It's literally like that over and over. It's just that over and over and over and over again.
Why can't I see you?
And then we sung, and then we had the
Oh,
national
eating.
anthem sung. And I'm sorry, but the American national anthem shits
It's
all over the "God Save the Queen" song.
Oh yeah. No, it is.
I love
So,
that shit.
It shits all over it. When your national anthem is "God Save the Queen" over and over and over and over and over and over, and that's like it. And then you talk about-
say,
yeah,
can
You talk about bombs bursting in the air.
by
Let's
the
be real.
dawn's early
Right,
Canada's
it's
national
all
anthem is
light.
way better.
Ours
And
is
what I
shit
thought-
compared to Canada's. Let's be real.
Exactly.
Oh, Canada,
We can't
our
do this.
home and native land.
People are getting a treat tonight, man. People are getting a treat tonight.
Oh, and I
But nothing will
apologize
beat
for
the
being offended by that.
USSR national anthem.
Let's not do that.
I don't even know what that one is.
I don't know how to pronounce
Why
Why do you know this?
I'll tell you what. He did stomp the shit out of him, though.
Yeah,
Fury-
dude.
Fury beat the piss out of that dude.
Oh, it's
'Cause
gonna
he
be a good
figured it out.
podcast.
He even said it. He said because he got knocked down, dude. The last fight they had, he got knocked down, and this motherfucker. You remember
Get back up again.
Undertaker?
Yeah.
How they'd be like 1, 2, and then the lights would go black, and then they'd come on, and he'd just be standing there.
Yep.
Bro, look at the footage when you get a chance of Fury getting up from when he got knocked down. He said that when he hit the ground and he was out, he had an epiphany on how to beat this dude. And then he started doing that, and then he implemented it the whole time this time, and he fucking slaughtered him. Because, what's that other dude's name?
Deontay Wilder?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wilder. He's really good, but he at a distance. He's not super technical. Like
Oh,
he basically puts you in his world and then he puts you to sleep. Nah, Fury wasn't having that. He basically stayed super close to him. So he couldn't get those haymakers in because that was Wilder's
Fury's a
game.
swarmer. Fury's a swarmer. He should
Not-
have done that from the beginning.
Right. Well, I would say Fury's more of a technical fighter. Like he's able to make that call because
Yeah,
the
able to
last
see
fight,
it.
the last fight he kept his distance and he was getting mollywapped everywhere. But then in this fight, he switched it up and was all up. Like one of the things he kept doing, which I think was kind of dirty, but he kept doing it, was they kept getting put into a situation where a large portion of Fury's body was over Wilder's. And you have to think about like how big of a dude like both of those guys are. So Wilder was just getting tired out, having to fucking raise his body back up, having to pick himself back up again. Like
Yeah, Fury is real boxy.
he is
Like,
super
big
boxy.
chunk guy.
Stocky dude.
So with Fury just kind of laying himself on top of him like that, he really did Tucker. I think he tuckered him out real quick because that's actually exactly what happened. And then he caught him in the ear in like round 2. And when he caught him in the ear, that's what killed him. That's what ended it. His equilibrium got off. Like, dude, he was bleeding out of his ear. He basically popped his eardrum in round 2.
Fuck.
He
And-
fucking Fury licked the
He did
blood
not-
off of Wilder.
He did not do
Gross.
that. He didn't actually do it. The kid,
Oh, he didn't.
I mean, some people are into
No.
that, but I mean,
Ah,
he
you know.
did the gesture as insane because he had talked shit saying he
was it
wanted
the
blood.
was it
he
the
was-
camera angle then?
Yeah, the camera angle made it look like he did it, but
Ah,
what
okay.
they probably showed you was the extreme of it. They switched like 3 different camera angles during the thing, and like he was not actually licking.
Okay.
First off, Wilder, I don't care how fucked up you are. If some dude's licking your neck,
Yeah.
he would have
You're breaking
reacted.
their jaw.
He would. Well, yeah, he would have reacted to it, and he didn't even. You know what I mean? He didn't react to it, and
That's
the
true.
angle. It looked really like he did get close. He was probably like an inch away, but
Okay. That makes
because he
sense.
was talking shit and said he was gonna taste blood.
I gotcha.
That's
gotcha.
what I mean. That's
See,
what he said
what he
was-
should have done is taken his blood and just used it as war paint
kinda did.
mid-fight.
Yeah, it was already all over his body though.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have been able to.
Yeah,
If
he
I
beat the
update
tar
my
out of him.
drivers, will that make me restart my computer?
If you
I mean,
update
for the
what?
drivers take effect a lot of times.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of times it needs it.
I hate everything.
Be fast. Be like a ninja.
It will if it like
Be like
it keeps
Ninja.
crashing OBS, and the only thing I can think of is I need to update my drivers. Like OBS will not physically open because it keeps saying it needs an update, and then it just crashes. It just says failure, like specifically.
Just says failure.
Yeah, a JavaScript error has occurred in the main process. Uncaught exception. don't know
Oh,
what
not
the
the
fuck
uncaught
that means.
exception.
The uncaught fucking exception, dude.
God
Yeah,
damn it,
that
that
one-
uncaught
Right, so what you have
exception.
to do, hold on, there's a fix, easy fix for this. You have to. Never mind. This is the preamble. I was about to get real dark.
You just gotta remove, like,
Okay, I'm muted. Go ahead.
I'm
Hey,
not.
just fucking mute yourself.
Fuck. Hold on.
No, it's over now. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, I'm muted now.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm unmuted now.
Oh my god. I hate
yeah.
Ay,
Okay, move this. Done doing the thing I was just doing.
What are you doing?
What I was telling
Eating.
him to do.
Good.
Damn it, dude. Like on this screen, on the Discord screen, it looked fine, but the way my camera's set up on OBS, I'm like, way the fuck down here.
Let me just adjust this a little bit. So. There we go. Is that how you like? Is that what you like?
I do like it.
Is this the new
What'd you
act?
say about
This
my
is
mother?
this is the new action shot on the podcast.
That should be something. I don't know what it is, but that should be a thing.
It's gonna be hard to read the news like this because my hand's like completely in the way.
When can we interview Alex Jones?
As soon as possible, please.
Good.
That's part of the Patreon, folks.
Do you want us to interview Alex Jones for you? So, damn it. Do you want us to interview Alex?
You don't have to.
Yeah, so you don't have to.
I
Subscribe
want
to
to
our
know what his
Patreon.
thoughts are on
Oh, I got a lot of questions for that man.
like gaming and stuff.
Oh yeah, I wonder if he
Oh,
plays
I got
Fortnite.
questions that have
What's
nothing
his
to do
favorite
with.
video game?
What's this KD in Fortnite?
Yeah.
Okay, I had a completely different response, but I'm not gonna say that while people are live.
Yeah, I'm not muting my shit again.
It'd be way too fucked up to talk to say. What are these temporary files? Can you get rid of all this bullshit?
Just get rid of System 32 as a virus.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I'll just uninstall System 32 real quick.
I almost got him to. I almost got Nate to uninstall System
I didn't know
32
what
the other
fuck
day.
It was.
Yesterday, I said it was a virus and that it just takes up a lot of space. Is that Gabe Newell?
Of course it is.
Is that Gaben?
Just curious if this is gonna work. I have enough space here.
Buttons, motherfucking buttons.
Yeah, we got fucking Gabe.
Now we got Gabe. Now we got the Gaben.
There we go.
I don't know who that is.
You don't
I
know who
don't think
Gaben
we-
is?
No. I know who Gabuscus is.
Who the hell's Gay Buscus?
You don't know Gabuscus?
No.
Tobuscus' friend?
No, I don't know who Tobuscus is.
You don't know who Tobuscus is?
No, who is
Who the
he?
fuck are you? What?
Well, my name is James.
He's a YouTuber.
I'm 25 years old,
Fuck off.
and I have a drinking problem.
Fact.
Hi, James.
Oh yeah, there, bud.
Let me just sneak a quick. Let me just.
He's gonna come back and he's gonna have a different face on.
You said you weren't gonna do that anymore.
You promised the kids.
You would not be cutting. Your face is yours. Their faces are theirs.
Let me just.
How would you like it if somebody come up and took your face?
Never mind. That won't work.
Episode
would you
412
do-
of the Level Unlock podcast.
What would you do
Pretty
if I like
much.
put my hand over my webcam, and then it just back to me, like I just like did that to completely cover it up, and then just all of a sudden my hand moves away and Kirby's right there.
It was fucking amazing.
Now back to me. Now look at your man. Now back to me.
That's a good one. Sadly, he is not me.
But it could smell like me with Old Spice.
Look at this. You guys got highlighted colors in here? What's up with this? What are these?
Highlight
And
colors.
Pod.
Oh, the Level Unlock podcast, man! I fucking customized that shit.
Oh, did you?
Made it fucking stick.
Made
Yeah,
it
man.
Fucking fresh, my guy.
I did, so everyone fucking knows what's going on.
Blues and pinks. Fluorescent blues and pinks.
One in the stinks.
Still a
The qu-
picture of Gabe like right here.
The question is, should I buy a DSLR?
I'm thinking about buying one.
I really am too.
No.
I'm thinking about copping a T7i.
We get like the bundles of like the T6s
Just
and
get
stuff.
I
Pretty
never
good.
use my camera. I used to use it all the time.
I really want to start getting into photography. Like, I feel like
coat hanger.
because I'm
Oh
so
yeah, this
like
is. I don't like the red though.
I'm
Walker.
confused as to why. Jeff, would you like to elaborate?
Don't.
No, just a generic
Idea.
blanket statement.
An idea.
Hey boys, we're 3 downloads away from 900.
Whoop whoop.
Holy moly.
Ooh.
Fuck this shit. Whoop whoop.
306 penises.
So if we, I'm
Fine.
gonna initiate this challenge to all the listeners, both during the preamble and outside of the preamble.
Gigolets
no.
and gigolets.
If we can hit 1,000 downloads
Gigolos and gigolettes.
by the I'll give it till the 15th. If we can hit 1,000 downloads, I will watch Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
You're
You
so dumb
fucking-
for not. That's it.
Everyone, get
Just
this
for
shit
not
to a
seeing
1,000
it.
likes.
Just for having to say those words. That's so dumb.
Smash that fucking like button.
I liked it. I thought it was great. What is this?
I will watch Scott Pilgrim versus the World while playing Undertale.
While playing under. Yes!
I will make
That
a
would be
burner Twitch
fantastic.
account just to have on the bottom right of the screen while I'm playing Undertale, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I will find a way,
Hell
God damn
yeah.
it.
The hell?
All right. I have 1 minute and I'll be back. I just have to run to the bathroom real fast before we really start.
You're a bitch.
That's fair. I understand. I can't disagree, truthfully.
Last online
Concerts
8
you
years
cock.
ago. Oh my God, have you been seeing the
I love this.
have you been seeing that picture going around on like Twitter of like the Xbox Live message where the dude just goes into someone's like messages someone's like, "Hey yo, we used to gang up on we used to party up during the Halo 2 days." And the response is, "Yeah, you hung out with my like cousin, like I forget the name, like Trevor or something like that. He died 2 years ago from leukemia, and he gave me his Xbox."
Oh shit.
And it's just like, oof.
Never mind.
I cry every Tim.
Like this if you cry every time.
There once was a boy and a girl who loved each other very much. And the girl said, "Babe, do you love me forever?" And the boy says, "No, no." The girl got sad and started crying and ran away into the street and got hit by a car. As she lays there dying, the boy runs up and says, "I love you 5 ever." Like if you cried every Tim.
I'm glad I didn't start my preamble just then.
Why? You don't want people crying every Tim
No.
in your chat? You don't want tears?
That
Check.
was a sad story.
Can I get some tears in chat?
Nostalgic as fuck.
Yeah. Oh man, that was like early days of Facebook.
Yeah.
The post MySpace era. The early post MySpace era.
Those were those days.
Oh yeah,
It's like MySpace just disappeared. Pretty much.
pretty much. Yeah, everyone went to like
Seen that
Facebook.
happen.
Then there was like Instagram, and it went the way of AOL Instant Messenger. Rest in peace, AOL Instant Messenger.
I mean, it's kind of still around.
Yeah, but is it though?
People pay subscriptions for AOL.
Yeah, there's AOL Gold, which I think is just the biggest. I've been getting emails from Yahoo saying, "Hey, buy our service that can help clean out your junk files on your computer." I'm like, fuck off.
You get the same
Juno.
thing from AIM.
Juno's still a thing. Dial-up internet.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah, people still have Juno. People
Yeah.
still have dial-up too, which is crazy.
yeah. It's weird that we live in the year 2020 of our Lord, and people still have dial-up internet.
At least fucking get satellite.
It's a goddamn travesty that people still have to use satellite. Like, I'll accept DSL. We're a big country. I can understand not getting cable internet or fiber internet everywhere throughout the world, everywhere throughout the U.S. I mean, you know, we just need Norman Reedus. Until Norman Reedus decides to walk across the United States and connect those strands together, you know, the whole world, the whole U.S. isn't going to have fiber internet. So I mean, like, I'll accept DSL, but anything below that, it's like,
Starlink.
yeah, anything below that, it's like, fuck. What is this? The 1370s? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Crikey.
I have a couple things in news to actually talk about this week.
Wow.
About fucking time.
It's just like shit that I've come across that I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to talk about this and fucking rant about it.
Who's gonna talk about the Animal Crossing stuff?
That's James.
Because I don't have any info on it.
No, fuck you don't.
Walker, I love how you texted us. Yeah, there's a bunch of Animal Crossing news. Y'all better get on it.
Because I saw it, I'm
Without-
like, I don't really care.
Thinking who is on this podcast.
That's true. I kind of figured as much. I'm like, I hope to God. I'm pretty sure James has mentioned something about it. But I just want to, like, kind of, like, slide into the DMs there and be like, I hope someone paid attention to this. And they did.
I watched it twice. I watched that direct twice.
There's just so much. I'm just like, I don't want to fucking write anything down about this. I've never played Animal Crossings before.
Oh, you are missing out. Animal Crossing's shit, dude.
They are
Never
good
touched that
games.
game either.
They're fun.
Oh my god! You
I watched my
fucking
girlfriend play it.
plebs! Play
I watched my
Animal
girlfriend play it.
Crossing, you fucks! Is that gonna be my new
Not-
thing? It's
not
not play
mine.
Yakuza, you fucks. It's play Animal Crossing, you fucks.
Fucking Nintendo Direct looked fantastic for it. Like they
Yeah.
they spent way too much time explaining things that they didn't have to.
No, they
It
didn't
was
have
great.
to. It was great. I loved it. Like, that's what
Yeah.
Nintendo Directs should be. Well, at least the specific Nintendo Directs. And, like, even the Smash Bros. Directs are the same way. It's just Sakurai sitting there for, like, 45 minutes and being like, yo, hey, check out this cool shit that you can do in this. Hey, y'all ever play King of Fighters? I'll wreck your shit in it.
Completely unrelated, but should I buy a BenQ Zowie?
I don't speak Spanish.
It's a monitor.
Okay.
It's like a high-end monitor.
You're
Get
like a
semi-high
high
end.
monitor.
Fuck.
You're familiar with the Zowie, aren't you, Mark?
Not really.
No, I figured out of anyone you might be.
I mean,
It's
I might have
nice.
seen it, but
How much is it?
$399.
No. Your graphics card won't make good use of it.
Oh, I mean, I would obviously be getting a graphics card first, but like this would be the next monitor I would purchase. It's gonna be a bit,
Alright.
but
Talk to me when you got the 2080.
I don't want a 2080. If anything, I'd get like a 2070 Ti or something. I don't feel like I could ever get the use out of a 2080. Honestly, I probably would never truly use the use of a 2070 Ti, but fucking why not?
Talk to me whenever you got a.
The 20 series in general.
Talk to me whenever you get a Threadripper,
Why the fuck would I get a Threadripper?
because you want to play Crisis without a graphics card.
Can you really do that?
Yeah, it astounds me that that's possible.
Yeah.
The Threadripper's like, yeah, we're running Crisis without a graphics card. Fuck you.
I feel like that's not something people
Here's
actually
the
use, but
64
simply just to have.
I'm just gonna slide these 64 cores across the table.
Hey, did you guys get an update that basically took out your ability to change the name of the that took out the name of the show? Like when you hit go live, you can change the title and stuff.
Oh, I did it.
I do it
Yeah, I
through
put
Twitch
mine in.
first, and then it just oh. I do it through Twitch first. Oh god, it's now getting warm. I feel like a 57-year-old woman.
pretty close.
I feel like a 57-year-old woman. I got cold, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put on my hoodie. Now I'm getting warm. It's like fuck.
Pretty close.
Fuck happened to Nate? I was just about to say, let's go.
He was reinstalling his graphics driver.
Because I was just about to say we already passed our.
Because it says I'm
Time.
on a bunch of different. All right, well I guess I'll manually change it all. That's dumb.
Yeah, I never trusted that because it never really worked for me. I always had to go anyway through Twitch and change it anyway.
Yeah, but then it messes with the notifications. It says you're playing. Everybody, when you go instantly live, everybody. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I go. That's why I change it on Twitch
Let's see
first
if
and
it's
then go
on.
live.
There she is.
Hello?
There you go.
What's up?
Fucking Discord just likes to crash every now and then, you know?
It is Discord. We are using the two best pieces of software available: Discord and
What?
and Streamlabs.
True.
Honestly, like, why aren't we using Skype? It's way better.
Is it really?
I'd rather use Discord than Skype. Like
I'd
any
rather
day of
use
the week.
Uvu than
There we
Oof.
Skype.
Google Hangouts.
Bro,
Let's do it.
Fucking bet. I used to be on Uvu like 24/7.
I used to be on Skype.
Yeah.
A lot.
Dude, I used to have like hours and hours of conversation with people on Uvu.
Let's just go to chat roulette and just podcast whoever wants to listen.
I wouldn't recommend that.
Mhm.
You just gotta keep
That's-
scrolling, and if you see a penis, you just hit next.
Okay, that's basically saying we should go fucking hang out on Omegle.
Just dudes sitting
You
there
know.
yanking it. That's all.
Hey, you know.
Right.
I used to fucking when I lived in South Carolina with the friends who came down with me. That's all we would do is sit on chat roulette.
You
That was a good
guys
time.
couldn't have done anything better.
Nope.
You guys couldn't have, I don't know, been playing like Smash Bros. Melee. You couldn't have been playing fucking Animal Crossing.
No, dude,
Right.
it was five. It was four dudes, fucking my free cams and chat roulettes. That we literally what we did.
So,
Two screen.
all right, so 4 people. That's a perfect amount of people to smash.
It is. We were trying to, but it didn't work.
So just smash, dude. Like that's how you do it. You just plug in that GameCube and you smash.
Chat roulette, man. That was the thing.
There we go. It's done.
Okay.
Still is.
It is. You guys ready?
I think so.
Phase up, boys.
Face, gang.
Let's
Phase
count
up.
it down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeet.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again to your favorite week of the day. Yes, exactly how I said it. Eat it. It is episode 56 of the Level Unlock podcast, your favorite day of the week.
Whatever day this gets posted on. Who
Yeah,
knows?
Exactly.
Yeah, whatever
it's
day
one of
this is.
Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you very much. Congrats to all of you, as well as a huge thank you to everybody for this past week. For those who didn't know, we were featured by Podbean, the company we used to upload our podcast to. And with this, we have gained 300 new followers on Podbean and had 100
Yeah.
downloads this week. Absolutely
Ew.
phenomenal week. Thank you
That's
all.
pretty cool.
Welcome to everybody who is just joining us for the first time, new follower this coming week. Thank you. What's up? Hope you enjoyed the podcast. This wasn't for you. We wouldn't be doing this, so we cannot thank you enough. And for those who are just joining, who did just follow us, for all the social medias, you can find us Level Unlock Podcast, Instagram, YouTube.
Facebook.
Email us at Facebook, email us levelunlockpodcast@gmail, and you can tweet us at what, Jameson?
LVL Unlocked Pod. LVL Unlocked Pod.
Perfect. And if you would like to support the channel in any way, for those who are just joining us, we do have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/levelunlockpodcast. That helps us grow the podcast, keep doing what we're doing, pay for it. Every single cent that you donate goes directly to this podcast, allows us to get people like Elon Musk to interview him. What was the other dude you guys said?
I'm sure at this point Elon Musk would just go on for free. He would just come on for free.
Alex Jones.
He's got enough
Alex Jones,
goddamn
there you
money.
go. That's true.
Yo, we should interview M. Night Shyamalan.
And ask
Feel
him why
very
his
good.
movies are fucking shit.
Let's fucking get it. But as always, yeah, you can follow us there. Be the first one. Be greatly appreciated. Nate's Discord is crashing, so
Just
those
messing
who
up
are
my
watching,
overlay.
who are watching the live podcast, we just lost somebody, but hopefully he'll be back soon. We have a $50 gaming gift card giveaway of your choice. The
Triple
offer
Gs.
ends in 2 weeks.
That's the thing.
Yes, it is a thing. Mark, do you have? If not, I can get it. The link.
Yeah, it's tinyurl.com/levelunlocked sweepstakes. That's tinyurl.com/levelunlocked sweepstakes.
How do you,
Perfect. Go ahead, Schroeder.
Ask you later.
Oh, okay. And so if you haven't, go to that website, sign up. If you follow our social medias, you do get extra points or extra drawing tickets, whatever you want to call them, to have a better chance of winning. So make sure you do that. And as a whole, let's introduce ourselves for those who haven't watched it yet and part of the new following. I'll start. Didn't really do much this week. I'm Captain Geach, Jeremy. You can find me, Captain Geach 15, on all social medias, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. CAPHGEECH 15, Captain Geach. This past week, really quick for myself, played a lot of Ark. A lot of Ark, actually. That's actually pretty fun. Played Call of Duty once, and Apex. I did buy something, though.
Oh God, what did you buy? Not a portable hard drive. That's what you're gonna say.
No, I didn't buy a portable hard drive,
Of
unfortunately.
course you haven't.
It's
Why would
So-
trash. You
It's not
guys
like we work at
fucking
fucking Best Buy.
So for those who don't know, and those who haven't heard, I'm going to what's called the Havasu Falls in June, and
It's
that's
not even a real place.
It's Indian reservation where you go camping. It's a fun time, and you essentially, when it's camping, it's legit camping. So what I bought
That fake camping.
was portable stove.
Nice.
I don't think that's how you use it. I don't think that's how you use it.
It is.
Well, no, I know,
it
but
on.
you don't hold it in your hand.
Oh, you don't.
Careful there, bud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be careful. You're
And
gonna.
then so the flame, you put this thing on top of it, and then
And then you
boiling
burn your
water.
house down.
do.
Just grab the top. That's how you really make
Pretty
sure it's
much.
on there.
So for that, yeah, that's a big part of our camping trip. One of many things that we'll be buying. So that's pretty much my week. A little canister and little tiny
Igniter.
igniter. James, how about you?
All right.
Where
Well,
can we
you
find you and what do you be doing?
you can find me at youtube.com/people8studios, twitch.tv/people8studios, and Twitter at peopleihate10. My week has been consisted of Resident Evil 5. I've been playing a lot of Resident Evil 5 with Nate. And by myself, I'm starting a solo campaign on it right now. I've gotten
the bravest.
farther than we're at, by the way, Nate.
Oh, nice.
I beat Chainsaw Guy, and I'm on the next section.
Okay.
That game, man, is it a shitty Resident Evil game, but it's a really fun game. It's really good.
It's fun.
And I'm playing the PS3 and PS4 versions. Yeah, I mean the PS4 version does a lot better. It runs smoother. It has better controls. It has a smoother, crisper like art style. It's definitely like they upscale it to 1080p. So it does look better. Overall, I mean, like, yeah, definitely play Resident Evil 5. Play Resident Evil 5 if you're
What's the general premise of that story?
So you're Chris from Resident Evil 1, and you have a sidekick named Sheva, who comes in, and you're a member of the BSAA. And they're like
BSAA.
kind of a counter-terrorist group, but when it comes to like biological warfare.
Okay. So they're not Star.
No.
though.
Stars.
Okay.
All right, so Stars was think of them as the SWAT team, but for the Raccoon City Police Department.
Okay.
But the BSAA go across the world.
Right. They're more like federal level. That.
They're more like, I would say, UN kind of stuff.
Oh shit! So
They're like above everyone.
Like MI6 level.
Yeah,
right.
Okay.
and it's. I mean,
Like-
you're
Like
in
when
Africa.
Alex Jones is talking about the black helicopters coming to take each other away. He's talking about those guys.
Yeah,
The black helicopter.
you're in Africa to find out about this guy who is selling biological weapons to the local militia there, and it turns out to be this whole conspiracy about a company called Tricell, and it's good. And then you
Yeah, I
find
do
out
remember.
it's without spoiling it for Nate's sake. I don't want to go more in depth into the story.
Yeah.
So that's kind of got me on like a huge Resident Evil kick, and now I kind of want to play all the Resident Evil games again, replay them for like the 100th time, especially 4.
What's your favorite one?
One of my favorite ones. Depends on my day. Depends on the day I'm having. I could either say 4, 2, or 2 Remake are my favorites. It's one of those 3, and I fans of them for all different reasons. Other than that, I mean, I really haven't been doing much. Haven't played. I was sitting at my computer, ready to hit the go live button last night for probably about a solid like 30 minutes, thinking about going live and playing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Been playing a lot of fighting games with Nate.
Yep.
We've been playing a lot of like Dead or Alive, and we played Tekken. That's fun.
We did.
So
Played some weird ones too.
yeah, we did play some weird ones. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really. Oh, fuck, I forgot. I watched Ford versus Ferrari.
What did you think?
How was that?
It was really good.
Was it?
Yeah, it was really good. I'm not a big like car man. I'll watch my occasional episode of Top Gear or the Grand Tour, but I wouldn't say that I'm like a car nut. But or even especially like racing, I'm not a fan of racing. But it was very interesting seeing about the whole feud back in the 60s between Ford and Ferrari, and going into some of like the smaller stuff, like the time Ford was like, "Hey, Ferrari, how about we buy you?" And
They're like,
they're like, "Yeah,"
Nah,
but
bro,
then I
nah,
think it
bro.
was Fiat came in and was like, "Hey, but how about this instead?" At the last possible second, and Ferrari's owner was like, "Sure, that sounds like a great deal."
And now there's no even competition between the two, so it doesn't matter
Yeah, no.
in terms of speed.
And then yeah, so definitely would recommend it to watch. I give it a solid solid 7.5.
Nice.
what makes it 7.5?
There were some parts of it that were just a little slow. One of the characters kind of, one scene is like this way, and then a few scenes later is just completely flips it around to the other side. So the wife of the person driving the car, who goes on to compete in Le Mans,
Okay.
his wife at first was like, he's like, "Oh, all right, I apologize for my terrible British accent, but I don't want to race no more." And she's like, "Oh,
I'm through with that life.
you're gonna
That's
you're
the
gonna
old
race. You're gonna be miserable if you don't race." And then a few scenes, like I would say about 20 minutes later, they're driving in a car, and she's like, "Why are you racing?" And he goes, "Because I love it." And she goes, "But you said that you'd quit." And I'm like, "Bitch, you said that you wanted him to race some more."
Make up your goddamn mind, woman.
Exactly. I think those are my. Well, no, I was like, make up. I think my exact quote while watching it was, "Make up your goddamn mind."
Nice.
Yeah. So, good movie. Watch it. Play Resident Evil 5. Play Silent Hill. Play Yakuza, you fucks. And Walker and Nate play Animal Crossing. You fucks.
Gab.
Eventually,
what about you,
maybe
Mark?
one day.
Where can we find you and what are we doing?
Oh, I'm not too bad. My name's Mark. You can watch me make mediocre content on YouTube and Twitch at MarkDude701. I don't make it too often. I'm more of a player of games. I kind of participate in things. I guess is a better way of putting it. Recently, I've been playing a bunch of Ark with the guys here, and then I've been trying to do some programming, and I don't know, still keep my mind going instead of playing games all the time, but still play games most of the time, I guess.
It's too
That's
hot.
pretty much it.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah,
Life.
nothing too crazy.
What about you, Nate?
Why is it always me going third, fourth, whatever? Anyway.
All right,
so-
Schroeder, what did you do this week?
Fuck you then. Never mind. Nate's out.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I had a good week. I had a decent week. I had an okay week. My week went by quick. Played a bunch of Ark, laid out a bunch of pawn or like pieces. You know what I mean? I'm making that story. You guys wait. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait until it's done. I'm gonna do a whole story arc, and it's gonna play out like a comic book, and it's gonna be partly scripted and partly not scripted, and it's just gonna be. I got this whole thing brewing up here. Like I'm sitting there on the beach, motherfucker fishing, but in here, explosions,
You're thinking.
laser beams, sharks with laser beams attached to their foreheads, toasters, Pokemon balls. Guess what? Oh, you wait. I got some neat things in mind.
On the outside, you're fishing, but on the inside, you thinking.
Right. And I've been watching a lot of content on people that actually run multiple servers, like that whole cluster servers, and it's really pretty neat. And there's actually mods like there's actually one that is really cool. It's a part of the NPC. It's part of the shops mod that I have. I just haven't added it to it, but it's a bounty hunter mod.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, you put in another character's information and you throw some money there, and then if they are in handcuffs or in a lasso, because you have the lasso,
The
if you bring them to that spot, you get the money.
Nice.
The yee to the
Which
ha.
could be kind of funny.
Is there a way to, for the little enemies that are in there, like the actual human NPCs? Is there a way to make more of them so that they're actually like spread out through the whole world?
They
They are spread out throughout the world.
Yeah,
Well, I
they're
meant like
everywhere.
more, like
I could
more of them.
probably. Yeah, I can see what I can do about increasing their population. When I just remember when I first downloaded it, they were everywhere, and not only
Yeah.
that is I have a limiter on what they can build because the motherfuckers are building towers all the way to the top of the map.
That's
Huge.
hilarious.
They used all vanilla materials, so when you smash the bottom one, the whole thing would collapse, right? But it was
Fucking
pretty.
So I
build
was thinking,
obelisks and shit.
because like the more that's in there, the more like they would attack your base, and then we can fight them out of our base, and that's like things
Well-
along those lines. Just
Them attacking the main base would kind of be like super detrimental because can't they do it while we're offline?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about it, guys. Like, one of the things I was talking about earlier was what if we were all. I'll show you how to make a new character. You still retain your old character, you can switch back and forth whenever you want. However, I was thinking we all start at some point, maybe for an event or something, we all start our own character and start working on building our own little
tribes.
societies. Yeah, our own little tribes and societies, and then pitting them off against each other.
I'm down.
Where we
Like,
each
I
have a
think-
different part of the map where we have to build like a fort and
Yeah.
like then go to war with each other.
Like
Yo.
color regions.
My
you know,
fucking
and we
brain just
take over.
exploded.
There is a mod that takes the map. When you open up the map, it puts a grid system on it, and what you do is you put a flag in a spot in that grid, and it turns that color.
Oh.
We could
Yeah.
do
Yes.
like
So you literally take over
Like that
pieces of the.
section.
It's
Yeah,
like
of the map.
Dynasty Warriors Empires.
and say it could be in
Yeah.
the vein of
And
like,
James, you've played Warhammer Total War, right?
I've played some Total War games. I haven't played Warhammer.
Okay. So, dude, if you think about it, if you put together an army and you jump on the back of a pterodactyl, there's this whole whistling command system where
Jesus
you're
Christ.
controlling regiments,
Jesus
units.
Christ.
So you can literally, like, you have to basically fly back and forth, kind of, but you can tell your wolves to run around the outside and
You
hide
can-
in the bush.
So you can make
While
a
you're-
make an RTS.
Yeah, dude. It's super cool.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. It's super cool, and like,
Yeah, I was watching some YouTube
there's
videos
just
today.
so much you can do with it. It's such a amazing canvas to work with. I really like it.
Yeah, I was watching some YouTube videos today, and that's what made me think of some of these places that I found. No, I didn't find. I watched the dude show me where they're at. I'll just say I found them. Take credit for it.
We wouldn't have
But
known.
But there's some sick ass like caves, like huge caves. There's a
Bro.
castle, things like that in there.
A whole
Like
cave system under the castle.
yeah,
That underneath the castle is a cave structure that
yeah. It goes in the
goes
water
over
and
the whole map.
yeah, it's like things like that, like building. And they were talking about how you can put like a gate here, a wall here, so when people come and attack your base, you can fight them off. And I was like, okay, so how do we make this work in ours? I'm like, okay, put more of the human NPCs in there throughout the world, more of them, so all, like they're attacking you, and then you have to fight them off. Or what you said, we get individual tribes, and then you come attack me, and I have to fight you off, or something along
Right.
those lines.
Because I would be grabbing NPCs out of the environment around me to
Yeah.
as warriors, right? I'd have a red guard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Because I was thinking about that today. I was sitting there. I'm like, oh, there's a lot of possibilities for that right there. Trying to, because some of the areas they've seen, and depending on how long this podcast goes, I don't know if you guys are going on archive. I want to see if I can find them. If you guys not, I'll wait till tomorrow or whatever.
it's
But
entirely dependent how long we are.
yeah,
basically call them the war games. Dude, you could build boats and put cannons on them.
yeah,
You
Yeah,
have to man the cannons like you do in Sea of Thieves, too.
You're basically
Like, you got
making
one person run around fixing the boat because they're fucking shooting cannons into your boat. Then you got, Nate James and James on the fucking cannon shooting back. Fucking Captain Geach got the steering wheel. Mark and I are trying to keep on everything else going. You know,
See what I'm thinking.
yeah, fucking neat shit, man. It's super fun. Or we battle each other. But anyways, my week. That's what I've been up to. Just kind of mulling ideas, playing with that.
Where can we find you, by the way?
Splash Screen Gaming on Twitch and YouTube. Team Splash Screen on Instagram and Facebook, and Splash Screen G on the Twitter.
Perfect.
I'm playing with Snapchat, but I don't know how that works enough yet. Do anything useful with that.
I don't know how that works either.
It's kind of cool. There's a lot of really funny, like you can just record yourself doing something funny and then use that as promotional material. Honestly.
There is a lot you can do with Snapchat if you want to if you want tips and
You can
shit.
use
Let
it
me
as a
know,
tool.
because I fuck with Snapchat quite hard.
Bro, if you combine Snapchat with Instagram, you can use that as a really awesome, simple promotional material generator.
You aren't gonna like what I'm about to say. None of you are probably gonna like what I'm about to say, but
Are you gonna? You're gonna say fucking TikTok?
Use fucking TikTok, bro. I'm telling you,
I know.
that is the creme de la creme right now. Like that is
It
where
is.
you go. The algorithm in that is
He's not wrong.
unbeatable.
Yeah.
Ironically, speaking of TikTok, my cousin, which is absolutely crazy, so she's in Ohio. My wife was going down like just her feed, and my cousin was featured on her TikTok main page.
That's funny.
Yeah, so that's pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
because the algorithm is set up in such a manner that it's really trying to promote.
Yeah. And
Anyone that
it's not
has
even Nicole.
something to
Nicole doesn't
do
even
or
follow
say
her. Yeah, Nicole doesn't even follow her. She just showed up on one of her videos. It has like 20,000 likes or something crazy.
How long have you
Yeah.
been messing with TikTok, James?
Honestly, when I first started out, I was like going super hard, a couple videos a day, and then like I fizzled out real hard. I still use it. I still I'm getting ideas. For a lot of the things I want to do, I need my entire house to be empty, and that's very rare now because of specific situations, and it's really fucking annoying to tell you the truth. But anyhow, I used to use it a lot, and like I've made some friends on there. I have like one friend who has like 37,000 followers. I have another friend who has like 60 some odd thousand, and I have a couple friends that are only in like the very low thousands of like, but everyone's super cool. Like the community, like obviously every community has like the toxic I'm better than you groups, but like for the most part it's all very inviting. Like they're not really shit people like at all. Like, and everyone's like, oh, TikTok's so toxic, this, that, the third, but like at the end of the day it's mainly that mindset which is what creates the false sense of toxicity when realistically everyone's super chill from what I've gathered so far. Like I've been on there for about a year now.
Shit, that's been out for about a year.
Yeah,
TikTok itself has been out for almost 2 years.
Fuck.
but it just
right
got big about a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Vine went away.
And
Well,
then,
Vine's been gone for like
Yeah, it
4
has.
years.
yeah, yeah, it's got big over the last year, but the last couple months, I would say it's fucking
After Diddy left.
skyrocketing. Speaking of TikTok, what about you, James? We'll give you a second chance. Where can we find you, and what are you doing?
You can find me on every social media platform at YF Kitsune. My name is Nate, not James, but anyway.
Well, Nate James, whatever. Sorry.
I'm just fucking with you. But
I hate it.
yeah, it's
I hate
that
it
used
so
to happen on
much.
the sales floor a lot.
Mhm,
I don't know why
hate it.
I've been calling him James now. It just automatically clicked in my head. Okay, like I'm calling him by his last name. I don't know why.
That happened a lot on the sales floor too because there were 4 fucking Nates. So,
And then
but yeah, and then you back in home theater.
Mhm.
But honestly, I haven't been doing too much. I've been playing a lot of fighting games with James. But that's been a lot of fun. I missed playing fighting games, and like, I'm not like very good at any of them, but like I'm getting the hang of some of them again, and I think if I actually put effort into it, I could get back to being good. I used to be really good at fucking Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, but that was way back when I used to go to arcades and play on the actual arcade systems. Like I'm back using like fight sticks and shit. Like using controllers is not the same.
No.
Other than that, I've been playing a lot of Rust, a lot of Call of Duty. Just because that's what's been tickling my fancy right now, you know. I'm playing a little bit of Ark with the boys, messing around on that. I don't know how to add mods to that page to do shit with that secondary server. So I haven't added the Mythosperia mod, which I'm telling you that we should use. So like you can check it out before you put it on the actual server, because I think you would like that a lot. It would work a lot better, Schroeder. But other
Yeah, I
than
agree.
that,
I think because I watched another video on it and it looks pretty cool.
it's a super solid mod. I haven't seen any issues with it. And when
Have
you
you read through
remove
the comments? Is there anybody that's saying anything about it? Like,
everything's super easy to use. Yes, I've read through the comments and no, there's no one saying anything negative. It's been a lot of positive feedback. And then there's also like for story elements in that one, I would like to build like a fantasy world instead of just doing like basic stuff in that. Like obviously you have that master storyline you're building, and I'm excited for that. But I would also like in the one that I'm kind of doing ish. There's a lycanthropy mod which is super sick. Like you can turn into a werewolf. You have the
That's
option to turn
interesting.
into like you can turn into a werewolf, a Argentavis. Like you physically turn into them, which is super cool. Like you fully embody everything that character that creature is about. There's 4 different ones. There's the seeker, which the seekers are super cool. Like they're really interesting. I don't know if you've ever ran by one, Mark. Have you ever seen a seeker?
I don't think so.
They're like kind of look like bat pterodactyls with like, and they're like mythical looking. They have like these glowing spikes on them. They're super cool. I don't know if they're actually part of the game unless they're part of no, I think they're part of Aberration, which everyone Rockwell's a part of. But yeah, that's a lot of cool shit in that. Other than that, I can't really recall doing anything interesting per se. No Overwatch this week. We didn't plan that because everyone was just dead.
yeah, nobody was on.
Yeah, everyone was just barren. Like Nate had asked, he's like, "Where was everyone at?" And I'm like, "Just dead, I guess. No one hopped on."
Everyone
Ray
is
said he
dead.
got to work super late and just from there.
Yeah, other than that, I can't think of anything I've played. I played a little bit of Apex for like an hour or two. But yeah, not a lot. Been working, chilling. Still waiting for my new phone case to come in that hasn't come in yet. I'm really excited for that because if anyone's familiar with Dbrand, they made a case about a couple months ago called Robot, and it was entirely AI generated. It just said draw, and it made a bunch of these different things, and then they put it into they made a skin for a phone case, and then they just came out with a new one called Robot Camo, which is the same concept. And the entire thing about it is like not a single one that's sent out is the same. You will not see a single same phone case, period. It's all specialty done, super limited runs. 1 week it's open, then it's closed. Like actually, I think it just closed because it opened Sunday of last week. So that's super cool. I'm excited for that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't think of anything else. Oh, I've been putting a lot of time into watching phone videos about like the new Galaxy Z Flip, which that's one of the things I was talking about earlier. I got some news about that fucking thing. And then just yeah, that's about it. Watching teardowns, comparisons. Put a lot of time. I've probably put about 7 hours into listening to comic books to learn more and get more into it, and just fill my brain with more knowledge of comics that is not usable until I decide to sit down and build this one channel idea I have, which I don't know how to really run YouTube all that well, so I'll figure that out eventually. But yeah, that's pretty much been my week.
Nice. Let's get into some news, boyos. I'll start. I only have very few movie stuff. Start with that really quick. Sonic the Hedgehog is still holding strong, boys. It's breaking more records. It has done $250 million, already making it the highest grossing video game movie of all time.
Yee.
That's awesome.
Yep.
You're telling me
hey.
it's better than the original Super Mario Brothers? What?
Yeah, you know, it's better.
That was
it's
a
gonna be
conversation.
better.
We should have saved that conversation
No,
yesterday.
that was a good combo, actually.
That really was. James was heated, but
Little
we
tilted.
basically talked about a little sneak peek. We talked about how a live action Super
Would
Mario
not
Brothers
work.
movie
would not work.
You mean would?
Not.
I'm in the same
Would
camp.
work.
Like that
Not.
fucking. I talked about that last time.
Yeah.
It's not.
Didn't you
logic,
say
it
somebody
doesn't
was
work.
gonna do it? Isn't somebody doing it?
They're making
Illuminations,
Illuminations is making an animated one.
which is the Minions, which is an animated one.
So it's not going to be good.
So
Well, Shiggy's
yeah.
at the helm of it. He's producing it, so He's not gonna
Felicity.
let anyone hurt his baby again.
I just got to follow her on TikTok.
Speaking of movies, the coronavirus has seemed to make its way to North and South Korea, which made them unfortunately close all of their movie theaters. Which all movie theaters now in China, all movie theaters in Korea are now. And India is expected to be the next on board to close all their movie theaters, which will most likely greatly hurt any movie in the box office because that market is the second largest market for movies next to the United States.
Mhm.
So we'll see what happens. But yeah, North Korea, unfortunately, and South Korea have closed all of their.
Not unfortunately for North Korea.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately for them. 'Cause they're still.
Speaking of Sonic, they kind of made an oops, but not really. So, as we all know, they changed the design of Sonic to what it was to a much better version now. There's some things they forgot to do, though. They forgot to redesign the toys. So Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie toys, have the Sonic character that was originally supposed to be. So you have this really messed up looking Sonic
This terrible looking Sonic.
as little action figure toys that you can play with. And a lot of people are starting to call it out and be like, hey, you guys forgot something.
To
And
be
they're like,
fair, though,
"Oops."
whenever they make action figures of characters like that, they always look a little derpy anyhow.
Mm.
Well, and also
But
those.
these look rough.
Those are gonna be worth so much money
Yeah.
someday too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
al-
shut your mouth, put them away.
Also those.
Buy the new
buy-
ones. Stop being
buy 'em
cheap.
now.
Also
Yeah.
the toys are made way in advance.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Because
yeah.
I know they leaked some stuff from I think it was Star Wars,
Mandalorian, I did.
The Mandalorian, and then I think what was the first movie in the sequel trilogy?
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens. I can't even remember that shit. They leaked something
awesome
about
game.
it. I think in the toys leaked
Yeah.
some stuff in the story.
Well, look at the Sonic the Hedgehog, the costumes. They were the costumes of the original Sonic from the movie, because that was during the time
with their
that they were
little
remaking.
beady with his little beady eyes.
Yep. So those were kind of
meow.
creepy. Kind of moving on. Speaking of box office and probably struggling, Mulan has just come out. It is going to be rated PG-13. It is Disney's first movie of this live-action series that is rated PG-13. Supposedly, it is a little more edgier than the rest, but as well as they are hoping that the PG-13 rating catches the eyes of viewers and wants to watch it as to see why is this rated PG-13 when every other one was just PG.
No, maybe because
Some
it's
people
about a war in China.
Yeah.
Uniting
Some people
the
are
three
commenting
kingdoms.
that because China won't be able to air this movie on time, that they're hoping that the PG-13 rating translates over here. Watch it because more adults go see it. Obviously, Disney would never confirm that, but the movie obviously won't be releasing in China or North Korea for some time because all
South
the
Korea.
movie theaters close. South
It's
Korea.
definitely not going to North Korea. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I ain't getting shit over there.
South Korea, sorry. But yeah, they don't know when it'll be released in China, and the movie was supposed to do huge there, which obviously now it's not going to. Jurassic World 3 has begun shooting. Every character from every Jurassic Park movie will be returning to this one, including the original 3.
Yo, Jeff Goldblum?
Yep,
Bet.
Didn't he
all
die?
of them.
Jeff
Yeah,
Goldblum?
Yeah, didn't he die in
Every-
the first? Oh, no, he didn't.
I don't think
No,
so.
he didn't die.
No, because he was in number
Goldblum
2.
does Not
Yeah,
die
he
in-
was.
in any movie.
He was the
You're
main
right.
character in number 2.
You're right.
It's
Except
also one of the main characters in the third one.
Yeah.
He fights dinosaurs, he fights aliens, and he fights
All right,
albino kids that could shoot electricity out of their
Guys,
fingertips.
He
I'm-
tried to enslave Thor.
guys, I'm gonna be
Understood.
100% honest here.
Did he?
I've seen the first Jurassic Park, and that's it.
Ragnarok.
I haven't seen any of the
Really?
other Jurassic Parks. No, I saw the
You haven't
first one.
seen all the Jurassic
I
Park?
saw the
I
first
actually
one. I
haven't
thought
seen-
was fantastic, and I haven't seen the rest.
I haven't
Number-
seen
The
him
three
either.
originals are great.
Number 1, phenomenal. Number 2 was amazing. 3, I didn't like.
Oh, wait.
Jurassic World, I thought was amazing.
I saw one where there was a T-Rex running around the city.
That's number 2.
Okay.
That's the Lost
That
World.
was
That's where they
entertaining.
bring the dinosaurs to America, to New
Because
York
what
City.
could possibly go
park.
wrong?
Yeah. Yeah.
See,
they
there
try
was
to bring them to
th-
America.
Okay, no, they brought it to New York. They brought these dinosaurs. They're just Yoshis. So there you go. That's just fucking. It's Super Mario Bros. Movie. It's the companion movie to the Super Mario Bros. movie. It's perfect.
Done. 20 years, 25 years later. Fucking
I've
America.
cracked the goddamn. Oh no, the FBI, CIA, KFC, NCAA are after me. No. I cracked the code.
Forget about PETA.
Chris Pratt said it feels like an Endgame type scenario.
Funny.
So many people that are going to be in this movie. That this will be the
Everyone is
last
here.
Jurassic World movie.
No.
And they don't know if they will make a new series down the road, but most likely.
Yeah, they will.
If you guys haven't seen, so a couple 2 weeks ago now, they released the preview of Batman with the red backdrop, everything like that.
Right.
Yesterday, it was leaked. The full bat suit in daylight on the Batmobile.
What?
Minus the
Yes.
bat nipples.
Um,
God damn it.
Let's not talk about that fucking movie, okay?
There's not bat nipples. I don't want
That
to.
was a bat movie.
Move on.
His bat ears are much smaller, but they are in the back. He does have the full open face. Very large padding, as well as a giant metal contraption on his forearms that shoot arrows.
That's
Sick.
the
He's
fuck-
got a
that's
crossbow.
basically the Jason Todd suit. What the fuck?
You see it? You looking at it?
Yeah, I'm fucking looking at. So I'm looking at this one.
Yep.
That looks very similar to the Jason Todd suit, mixed with. It looks very similar to the John Paul Valley suit, which is interesting.
So, but yeah, they did. They have leaked the full blown suit. Supposedly, the paparazzi took the pictures, but how do you get that close?
Without
where you
anyone
can take a-
noticing.
Yeah.
That was someone
I have
on
one
set.
small issue with this is that it doesn't look like Pattinson at all. I think
No,
this
it
is a
doesn't.
stunt double.
It
I'm
doesn't
pretty
look
sure
like
that's a
him at all.
stunt double. Because that's an older jawline. That doesn't make sense, but that's an older jawline.
Yeah, I looked at him like I don't see Robert Pattinson in that at all. But also speaking of Batman, Ben Affleck came out finally and said why he left Batman.
Alcoholism.
His throat
Exactly.
hurt.
He said he was drinking himself to death,
Yep.
trying. His throat hurt. He had a sore throat, so he had to call it quits. He's like, my throat tingles.
Like this. I can't kill my throat. Fuck.
I've been going through a bag of Ricolas a day.
Oh my god.
Starting to sound like Thelma from The Simpsons.
You know, John
Of course, stuff
Leguizamo
like this.
and the other guy in the Super Mario Bros. Movie, they would take shots of just the hardest scotch they could find in between takes because they just couldn't handle it.
Yep. Yeah, he said he was drinking himself to death, just overexerting himself, trying to become the character, trying to make everyone happy, trying to do the character right, make the Batman standalone movie.
It's like,
Get it
fuck
right with
Batman. I'm
DC.
done with Batman.
I mean-
don't wanna
And
do with Batman
He just
anymore.
said he was drinking himself to death, and he probably would have died if he would have of alcohol poisoning if he would have kept playing Batman, is what he said.
I mean,
So then that's why he gave up the role.
playing a character like Batman, who is so well known, is a
You have high
household name.
expectation.
Yeah,
Fun
you have a
fact.
lot on your shoulders.
The problem with that is like exactly what James has said. Fun fact: the Superman symbol and the Batman symbol are both widely taken as more recognizable than the Christian cross. Like that is a heavy load to take on his shoulders if you are playing a character that is more recognizable than a religion that's been around for thousands of years. Like it's insane.
And the
Like-
thing is too, like the expectations that he had going from Christian Bale's Batman to his Batman, like the bar was set crazy high. And so you had to take that momentum of 3 movies that did over $1 billion each.
Did the
to
first
now,
Batman do over $1 billion?
with inflation.
Okay.
It didn't there, but when you take into consideration what it would be, inflation, it did.
Gotcha.
And then you have all of that. Yeah, he just said he couldn't handle it anymore. It ruined his marriage because he got divorced. He basically had to step away from acting because of that movie. So good for him for that, recognizing that and going there. Last piece of news that I have, actually I have two more, is 12 years in the making, boys. 7 directors, still no director. But Tom Holland announced it yesterday. Uncharted movie. It starts filming April 1st.
He has to make it himself.
That's a
Bro,
funny
they
joke.
could-
I thought
That's
you
a
were gonna
funny
say the Halo
joke.
movie.
The level, the caliber of the actors in that movie could fund the movie themselves. Realistically,
Yeah.
like they could do that movie completely themselves, and it would probably be like mediocrely good.
Over a decade of development hell. It has been literally in production since 2010.
Like the
so
Gambit
that's-
movie, that's never gonna happen, but it's still gonna
Yes.
happen.
The full script is based off of the 4th movie, Uncharted 4. And Tom Holland did say, like I said last week, he said it's the best script that he has ever read in his life, and that he told.
So
He
that
said,
pissed off the Russo brothers.
yeah.
Of course it is.
And he said April 1st they start filming.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll start filming on April 1st. April Fool's Day. Is this just a 12-year-old April Fool's Day joke? Is this the biggest goddamn jape of the century? Just like I'm
think
waiting
it
for
is.
Konami to be like, yeah, we didn't actually fire Kojima. Here's Silent Hills.
So
Drops
we'll see.
all of them right then and there.
Yeah, there's no director tied to the movie, but he said it's gonna start on April 1st, which will be the biggest jape in the world. To be like, oh, got you guys. April
Got you
Fools."
good, you fucker.
So we'll see. Who knows? It's been talked about forever, but supposedly it's happening. What, James? Do you know what is PAX East? PAX
Yeah.
East.
Yeah, the Penny
Okay.
Arcade Expo.
What is PAX East?
So, I didn't know what the acronym was. So, last piece of movie video game collaboration crossover accidentally got leaked when it wasn't supposed to. The director of what will be the Borderlands movie
Oof.
tweeted online that he is the director for the Borderlands movie, and it wasn't supposed to be announced until PAX.
So my assumption
The Expo.
already is that movie is not going to be good at all, but it's going to be fun.
Yep.
It is
It's-
going
yeah.
to be a very fun movie.
It's
but not
probably going to
good
be
by any
so
means.
bad it's good.
Randy Pitchford of
Good old Randy.
Gearbox was not
assaulted
happy.
one of his again. Oh wait, no, sorry.
He's,
That was a few weeks ago.
hey,
My bad.
Randy Pitchford's a patron saint, okay?
Eli Roth is Eli Roth is the director. He directed all the Hostels and Cabin Fever.
Okay.
So
the
he is a
Hostiles
horror
weren't-
movie-
weren't terrible.
Horror movie director. But yeah, he accidentally leaked it before it was supposed to be leaked. So, oops.
Wait, supposed to be leaked.
Well,
hang
when it
on
was
a
supposed to
minute.
be announced. Sorry, when it was supposed to be announced. That was an oopsie, but I guess at this point it's out there. So yeah, Borderlands is becoming a movie.
I'm excited for that. That's gonna be fun. I just hope
Uh,
I hope they can get fucking. They won't be able to, but I want the original voice of Claptrap.
No, definitely not.
No, I know. It's a wild pipe dream.
Never
'cause
gonna.
Gearbox is
Well,
still.
I don't know. Maybe because this isn't a Gearbox. Like this isn't a Gearbox production, so they're
Mhm.
actually going to pay him.
Yeah, but Gearbox would still have a say in it, though, wouldn't they? Because it's Borderlands.
I mean, that's like saying the comic side of Marvel had anything to do with the Marvel movies.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe they will, but who knows? I highly doubt it. I'm pretty sure he's probably so like pissed off at that whole Claptrap thing. He's like, no, man.
Whoever's the overhead of like the main studio producing the movie is gonna have all the say.
Yeah.
That's
Just
true.
like how Disney was like, yeah, the comics are there, but here's the movie.
Yeah, they didn't say any of that information. The only information that came out that he is the director, but we'll get more news at that expo. So, and that's all the movie news that I got for this week. Let's get into some gaming news. Whoever wants to start, go ahead.
I mean, I guess I
think
can
we
go.
should-
What?
I was just gonna say, I think we should hear about some Animal Crossing.
Well,
Do it.
actually, let's talk about Sonic real quick.
Okay.
Hey, you guys like Sonic, right? He's starring in a very popular movie. So guess what Sega
Sonic?
did?
Neat.
They announced a new video game starring Sonic. The first
Wow.
video
Of course they did.
game that Sonic has been in, starring it. Fuck, words are hard. This is the
Try
first
again.
Sonic. God damn it! This is the first Sonic game that Sonic has starred in and been like hey, this is a Sonic game since I think like Sonic Forces, and that game sucked, but it was great. I loved it. But that was like a year or two ago. That was a hot minute ago. Well, hey, guess what? The new Sonic game is called Sonic at the Olympics.
No.
Now I know what none of you guys are thinking, but James.
Mario and Sonic.
Oh, actually, one person is thinking this, but
I was thinking
James,
about that too.
didn't they
These
just
are
come
all
out with
different.
a Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo in 2020? Didn't they just release that? Yes. This is Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020.
He doesn't have to share it with Mario.
So it's literally just Sonic doing every single event.
It's just Sonic characters doing that, and it is going to be out on the App Store, the Apple App Store.
Oh my
It's a
god.
fucking mobile game.
It's
It's a
a
mobile
fucking
game?
mobile game.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Hooray!
So get ready to see Eggman's nipples some more.
I'm
Does it
ready
say-
for microtransactions.
Any release date?
I didn't care enough to look. Grand Theft Auto 4. You remember how we talked about it a few weeks ago? Where it's like, hey, we don't have any more keys anymore for Grand Theft Auto 4, this digital game, because it was on a shitty storefront.
Correct.
Mhm.
Hey, GTA 4 is back on Steam. But,
Neat.
but, they took out one thing from the game. Can you guys guess what it is?
Ballad of Gay Tony.
No.
The online. Oh shit! Fuck.
Oh, boy. Wow.
Good morning.
Hey, it's the online functionality.
Hey, we got a winner here. They got rid of the online functionality because Games for Windows Live was a trash fire mistake that should have never existed. So, hey, you can play GTA 4, but you can't play it online anymore on PC.
What?
I found
I think
it.
it was more so them just trying to fix the problem.
You found
without,
what?
like,
Oh, Mario, Sonic at the Olympic
having
Games.
completely removed the game.
Get it, dude. Get it.
May 7th.
Get it. May 7th. Give us a review.
I will.
Here's something that's
Pre-ordering right now.
Okay, do it. Here's something that's really cool. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the game StarCraft Ghost.
No.
Yep.
All right, one person is. I figured you'd be no Mark because you're a big StarCraft guy.
I'm familiar with this story.
Yeah. So StarCraft Ghost was going to be a third-person stealth game released on the Xbox, the PS2, and GameCube back forever ago. I think it was like 12 years ago. Then they were going to put it on the 360 and PS3. Then in I think it was like 2006 or something, they said, yeah, this game's being put on hold. It's getting put on the back burner. And then in 2014, they said, it's done. We're killing it. We're killing that completely. Well, it looks like a playable build of the game has been leaked online. So it was officially canceled by Blizzard in 2014. Now, an early Xbox build seemed to have popped up online. So basically, what happened is someone bought a dev kit, an Xbox dev kit, and on that dev kit was an early build of StarCraft Ghost. And it looks like they took it down, but they put up a 13-minute clip on YouTube. But it looks like the user deleted it, probably because Blizzard was like, you can't have any fun.
Probably threatened to sue the shit out of that dude.
Probably for something that's dead and they're never using. That's cool.
I mean,
Blizzard, man,
it's their-
it is their
you're-
IP.
You're posting about our IP? Fuck you.
Yeah. Go complain about Warcraft 3 Reforged. but it looks like you can find it. It is circling around the interwebs, the actual ROM of it, the ISO file. So if you're into stuff, unscrupulously downloading stuff, go ahead and take a look. Just make sure to have the a good Xbox emulator. Yeah, no, that's really cool that the game that's been dead for many a years, at least 6 years, it's been confirmed dead, and like 18 years, it's been dead. It's nice to see it out in the wild. We can actually play it now and see what all the hubbub was up about it, bub. All right, now for the moment we've all been waiting for, the big thing, the big news that I know all of you, especially Nate and Walker, Nate and Jeremy, have been excited for. Let's talk about the Animal Crossing Direct.
Oh yes.
Hey.
All right, so the Animal Crossing Direct was split up into 3 segments. There's the refresher, there's the future development plans, and there was the FAQ segment. So let's start off with the refresher. So it takes place on a deserted island. It has all your normal lovely Animal Crossing stuff to just kind of chill. You can choose when you first make your game, you can choose whether you want to live in the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere. And the only difference is that it changes when the seasons happen. So when the northern hemisphere gets summer, the southern hemisphere gets winter, and vice versa. Coming out March 20th. Things about the different things you could do through the seasons. More bugs come up in the summer to catch. You can collect leaves in the fall, build snowmen in the winter. Also in the winter, there's Aurora Borealis at this time of year in this part of the world, localized entirely on your island. Yes. I was hoping for a little bit more. I put a lot of time and effort into that joke. Steamed Hams is the greatest segment of Simpsons ever.
I'm not familiar with much of The Simpsons, to tell you the truth.
You've probably seen Steamed Hams.
I have no idea.
Yeah, you have. You can make flower hats during the summer when you're picking flowers, or in the spring. You can collect Christmas ornaments from shaken trees in the winter, yada, yada, yada. You get a tent. You can place your tent anywhere, which is pretty cool. That's your house. What's also cool is you place your neighbors' tents, so they could be like, hey, I don't know where to put my house. So you could be like, you're staying way the fuck out of there. You're not coming anywhere near me. Get away. I don't like you. Nobody likes you. You're getting segregated over here. There's the shop. You can craft, build furniture. You can change like the color of furniture. It's pretty cool. You can go to the airport to invite people over to your island through either local or wireless play. 8 people can be on one island. There's the postal service. You get a 6th cell phone where you can take selfies with it. You can gain basically reward points in the game for doing things like running around, catching bugs, etc. And then you could use that to buy things for your house or pay off your house. They also showed off scorpions and wasps in the game, so that's kind of spooky. That's usually just been the wasps. There's ghosts that come out at night. Castaways might show up. It has a really cool thing where the Lego City helicopter can save you when you fall into the river and place you back over to your house. And by that I mean if you get lost while you're exploring the world, you can call in and have someone come in and just drop you back at your home. How you can build your house after you build up the tent, after you pay off your tent loan. You can build a house. Houses have their own storage, which is pretty cool, instead of having to build different things in the house to put in storage. The rooms are more customizable, so you can get a full 3D look around the house, around your room, and you can place things specifically on different parts of the wall, and a little bit more customizable. There's spiders in it, which I don't like. 0 out of 10. Up to 8 people can live on one island. You can have 4 people play on one system. They're also going to have an app for the Nintendo Switch Online app. You can scan QR codes from New Leaf and Happy Home Designer. So you can import those designs into there, no problem. You can chat either through text or with voice through the Nintendo Switch Online app, or be like a normal human being and just use Discord. And that app is coming out March after the game comes out. So it comes out on the 20th, so like a week. Future developments, more residents will come over time. Yeah, you choose where they live. They're going to add a museum after you complete more parts of the game. More shops are going to show up. Tailor, campgrounds. They're going to slowly just add the stuff as you progress throughout the game. Expand the resident service to move house, so you can like move your house to different areas if you don't like the neighborhood anymore. If you don't really appreciate the neighbors that are popping up next to you, you could just pick up your house later on in the game and just slap it down somewhere else. Isabel, my girl, is in there. Yeah, a bunch of visitors. There's traveling merchants. They're going to have events throughout the year. Free updates that add guests and events. You got ladders. You can build things like bridges and slopes, so it's basically just Death Stranding. You can eventually like pave the island to make like walkways and stuff like that. You can change the terrain, so if you don't like this stupid fucking river that is right next to you and the place that you need to go is on the other side of the river, but you don't have a bridge, so you have to walk all the way around, like 5-minute walk to get over to one place that's literally a stone's throw away. I can see it right over there. You could just get rid of that. You could just get rid of that river. You could just add, you could just add ground there. That's taken into personal experience right there. And here's the FAQ section. You can have up to 8 people on one island on one Switch. So the whole family, your whole gigantic family, can have characters in the same island. The game will support amiibo figures and cards from Animal Crossing. They announced DJ KK Slider amiibo. If you go to like a friend's island, you can't use things like trees and shovels and stuff unless you're best friends with them. They're going to add free updates after the game launches in coordination with, seasons and events, that kind of stuff. First free update is going to be on launch day, which is the Easter event. You're also going to be able to link up with your Pocket Camp game, and you can earn rewards for both Animal Crossing Pocket Camp and Animal Crossing New Horizons. But the one thing that we've all been really wondering about this, Nintendo said a while back that the game is not going to support their online backup feature because they're afraid that people are going to find a way to hack into the mainframe and corrupt, change the save files and corrupt that shit, and they don't want to deal with that. So the big question on everyone's mind was, well, what happens if I lose my Switch? What happens if my Switch breaks? I will have to start over from the beginning, from scratch. Well, Nintendo put something in the Direct and then immediately took it off of the Direct.
That's funny.
So they talked about this a little bit. What would happen? One of the things that they plan on doing is if your Nintendo Switch breaks or if you lose it, if you're a Nintendo Online subscriber, Nintendo will offer a one-time data recovery for your save game if that situation arises and Nintendo approves of it. Then they immediately scrub that off of there. And it's that. So originally, where it said the one-time data recovery, originally it was in very small fine print at the bottom of the screen. And this is why I watched the thing twice. It was on the very bottom of the screen in fine print. And then the next time I go and watch it, it says more details soon instead of saying the one-time data recovery.
Ah.
So who knows what actually is going to happen now? But I mean, at least it's something, I guess. I still think it should have backup, like online saves, cloud saves, because it's 2020. Come on, guys. Yeah, so that's
Yeah, you figured that would just be a standard. Like everything has. I mean, that's really crazy that they're not. They just don't want to deal with it. You said.
so cloud saving is a thing on the Switch. If you are a Nintendo Online subscriber, a lot of the games support online backup saves. So if you get a new console, if anything like that, you could still have your saves. But with Animal Crossing, Nintendo thinks that if you were to have the backup saves to Nintendo servers, any old Joe Schmo can just go in and reach for that save file and manipulate it. That's not how it works. It would be different if it's backing up to like a local server in your home.
Right.
But no, this is going straight to Nintendo's HQ. And I highly doubt people are going to be easily able to reach into their cloud infrastructure and yank out their save file and fuck with it.
At that point, though, doesn't it say something on their end that if they're worried about just randoms being able to hack in,
Yeah.
shouldn't they just build a stronger like, security database?
They probably
Yeah,
should.
man,
If that's
what you
the
would think.
concern.
You know, oh, sorry.
That is a problem you should not be worried about. Like that is something that I mean, yeah, you should be worried about it, but it is not something that
I mean,
should.
realistically, it's what I tell it's what I tell customers and stuff. Like, oh, but what about hacking my stuff? I'm like, well, I mean, people have hacked the Pentagon, so like, if someone wants something, someone will get something.
Yeah,
It's just that
No matter
simple.
what.
Well, I'm
Like,
not
at the end of
buying
the
it
day-
unless you can say that I'll never be hacked.
Yeah, like,
Because
all
it's
right,
not-
well, the Pentagon's been hacked. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Edward Snowden. There you go.
Nothing's
Well, like,
nothing's
yeah.
unhackable. Everything can be broken. There's always a back door.
So that says something about like their confidence in their like encryption.
Yeah.
That's not good.
So, but hey,
Well,
you,
like, okay,
yeah.
sorry.
No, go ahead- go
I'm
ahead.
confused on the concept of the fact that you need SD cards to download and save shit. Like, why doesn't that work? Like, wouldn't you be able to save the data onto that from the game that you have on the fucking data on the card?
Yeah, you
Is
can.
that not how it works?
You can, but it locks it to that specific.
That's what?
Yeah,
That's
it will.
fucking
I think
dumb.
you can only save it to the Nintendo Switch itself. You cannot save the data to an SD card.
That doesn't make any sense. What's the point of the memory card then?
To save other
Just to-
games and stuff on there, but not Animal Crossing because it won't let you.
That's so fucking dumb.
Hey man, they do not
Are-
want you to manipulate their games so you can get more bells. They do not
Is
want you
Animal
to do that.
Crossing that like
No,
that sacred?
no,
Not
them
even
it
a
is.
little.
not even a small bit.
Oh my fuck! I'm gonna say because like I don't. This obviously isn't anything like realistic. Like not. I guess this isn't anything that's like detrimental and like can get anyone in trouble. But like you're just able to go back and re-edit times and just edit all your shit in the older Animal Crossings to like get new stuff if you
Mhm.
need to. Like on the on like not the PlayStation, but the GameCube because my girlfriend plays it and she was like, "Well, I want to catch a fucking shark, so I need to go do this, get this
Mhm.
bell, and then fucking go that." And it took her like all of 5 to 10 minutes, and she was like, "Oh, okay, I can do this." I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah.
well, first of all, I don't know what you just did," but she's like, "Oh, you just like do this and like manipulate the way this works." I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah, and
okay,
you
that
can
seems far too simple."
you
but
can just
okay.
change the clock in game,
Yeah.
and then you reset, and then you
Is
change
that
the clock.
wiped now? They can't physically do that stuff anymore.
It's all real time on a server.
It's that's they're,
Yeah.
they're doing
I
this way.
think-
They're going way too hard.
I think the reason they're doing this is because on the 3DS one, New Leaf, there was people found a way to hack and modify their towns that if you went and visited it, you could have some pretty cool stuff happen. So there could be, stupid amount of bells or really cool designs on the ground, all that kind of stuff. But I do believe there were a few things on there, like a few people were making towns that just bricked your DS. Like, just straight up bricked it.
So, like, it's the malicious fucks who ruined it for everyone.
It
Oh,
either
just
bricked the
as
game or
per
bricked
usual.
it either bricked the game or bricked your DS. So
Nice.
I think that's why Nintendo is doing this, but that still doesn't justify Nintendo doing this.
No.
Especially with a game like Animal Crossing where you put years of your life into it.
Yep.
So,
You
once again
skipped
assuming-
school because of it.
This is a personal thing, then.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, no. It's a personal thing.
Fair enough.
But that's all the news I
get
have.
I get the concept for it. It just seems like a ridiculous measure.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll roll it back. Maybe they will break and say, "Hey, yeah, we'll let online cloud saving happen
Nice.
and not do the one-time DRD data recovery." Send
I'll
that
go
shit
over
to
a
level
few
3.
things.
I
know,
got
right?
some as well.
I got a bunch. I'll go over a few things, and you guys can go. And Google Stadia is back in the news,
Oh, Jesus.
boys.
Fucking
Making
Christ.
waves.
Sure
They're
it
adding
is.
4 more games.
Whoa! Oh
Thanks
fuck!
to Steam, thanks to the
Ah!
SteamWorld franchise. They are adding SteamWorld Dig, SteamWorld Dig 2, Steam Heist, and SteamWorld Quest.
So that's only 116 more games until they hit that 200 that they said we're going to release this year.
Exactly.
That's it.
But
It's totally achievable.
big news though. This week, the app will go live for 20 Galaxy S, and Razer phones for the Google Stadia. So if you have a Samsung phone, you can now download Google Stadia.
Which means you
And
can
play it.
now. No, because you still need the invite code because
Took
it's
'em
still
long
in
enough.
beta.
You do.
It's still in beta, so you still have to buy the Founders Edition to access this. But now this means if you don't own a Pixel phone, you'll be able to buy games.
Yep.
The
Oh.
thing that kind of confuses me about Stadia is that they,
Which thing?
besides the fact of Stadia as a whole, they went super hard on the marketing for like 2 months, and then everyone was like, "Well, I can't even do anything with this ever until you decide to allow me to." And did they just decide to stop doing any form of production until it's available for everyone?
That's the Google way.
That doesn't make any fucking
That's the
sense.
Google
Why
way.
would you say this is? Why would like their ads literally slander other consoles? You don't need this big ugly thing. You don't need this, that. Play it on your phone. Oh well, 90% of the population fucking can't. Even if you bought it, like
It's been a
doesn't-
rough start.
what?
Been a
Yeah,
very
it's
rough
been
start. We could probably
uh,
do an entire podcast just on the flounders, the blunders
The f-
of the
yeah.
Google
Founders
Stadia.
Edition. Yeah. From the S8 all the way to the Note 10 Plus, the Razer and the Razer 2, the Asus ROG and the Asus ROG 2 all are getting the Stadia app. There is no mention of to when iOS will be allowed to do it. It's been a rough few months to start the Google Stadia as the games have released
Rough
pretty
is
much
an-
at a crawl.
Rough is an understatement. It is a fire. The
Dumpster fire. if
just
you will.
Bag of fires.
Yeah, the tech company did promise that they will release 120 games this year, which is great, until you realize that its competitors already have released 500 games in the light of what Google Stadia has released. So, there's a big difference. So, who knows? We'll see what happens. Now that it's on Android, maybe we'll get some more.
certain Android.
Doubtful. Yeah, certain Android phones. Doubtful, but you never know. Call of Duty,
Oh,
the greatest leak in the world. Do you guys start to talk about that? You can talk about it. I'll skip it.
I was say I have like 3 pages up here.
Okay.
So that was one of my big things that I was going into.
That's fine. You can talk about it.
What were you gonna say though? I'm curious. Just so I don't like.
Just the potential release date.
Oh, okay, yeah, go for that. 'Cause I got like controversy on that bitch.
Supposedly through the world's greatest known rumor, Warzone, that through the roadmap they have made plus rumors that it is possibly slated to release next.
Yeah.
There is a huge update that is slated to come out, and supposedly that is part of it. Who knows if it actually is true? But we'll see. Do you guys think it's too late?
Not even a
That
little
they
bit.
missed
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's way too late.
Mm-mm. Not okay. So that's one of the
It's
things
gonna
I'm
be a new
talking
Call
about.
of Duty in like 6 months.
Yeah,
This is
exactly.
this is not your standard Call of Duty nor Battle Royale. From what they are promising in the, like, because I have the developer sources and everything that got leaked, which is another thing I want to talk about as well, up right now. And like, from what they're promising in this game, or at least not them promising, but what they got leaked that is in their shit. So in theory, this is what should be happening. This is a very interesting take on the Battle Royale, and it's going to be a completely separate concept. Like, you don't want the first things first. I guess I'll kind of like spoil my own thing. Is
Well, you can just
don't
talk
need
about it
Call
now.
of Duty for it.
Yeah, just go ahead and
Okay.
talk about it.
Yeah, just talk about it now, Flubber.
So, a couple things. The reason I at least don't think it's too late is one, this is not you don't have to have Call of Duty. This is going to be a completely free release. Whether you have Call of Duty Modern Warfare or not, you will be able to download this game and play. It is a 200. So basically, the biggest battle royale to release so far as I know, I think it's players. I could be wrong, but I don't believe so. And there is a lot of talk on the way the game's going to work. So what you have is obviously you have your basic battle royale concepts. Just basically imagine Black Ops 4, because that's going to be like obviously the base level of it. So what they're going to do is you're going to have your base mechanics. You jump out of a plane, you have your squad go to a certain area, land. Everyone here knows how battle royales work. Everyone who listens, even if you've never played a battle royale, you know how they work at this point. So what they're doing to set themselves apart, the first thing that I think is really interesting is the high risk, high reward system. You have what is called plunder. Plunder is going to be the game currency that you can use to purchase things, to upgrades, do whatever you want with the money. The big deal about that is if you have a bunch of plunder on you and you die, you lose your plunder. But if you have a bunch of plunder and you want to save it for later, because say you just got a giant loot and you just pick it all up and you're like, oh, what do? I have to just survive now? No, because unlike other games, there is a banking system and you can go to these banks and save your money. You can just build up your banks. Here's where the risk comes in, the high risk, high reward aspect, is if you go to a bank, everyone in the general vicinity, if they're close enough, they get alerted that you are now using the bank. So you're about to be under fire from tons of fucking people as long as they're in the area, which I kind of like that. I kind of think that like gives you that like that,
Essentially,
like,
everyone gets alerted
adrenaline.
what you're doing.
Mhm.
Not everyone. They have to be close
A
enough
good
to
amount
the
of
bank.
people.
There's going to be like a certain ring around like how long the distance is. But yes, and then I believe I have to double check, but I believe it tells them exactly how much plunder you have to see if you're worth going after or not. It's that part's kind of 50-50. Some people are saying that's what it's doing. That's not directly in the notes, but that is what some people are thinking, and some other people thinking it just says, okay, this person has. It might be a dollar sign system as well, like if they have much they have, if it's lower or higher. The other thing that I'm really excited about is the gulag system. Now, we've all played Call of Duty here. We've all played tons of custom games. We know exactly what Party in the Showers is.
Yep.
So, a party in the showers is exactly what happens if you fucking die. So, if you die, you go to the gulag. You are not instantly sent back to the lobby or destined to wait for your friends to finish and you just get to spectate.
Or you just rage
You go to
quit.
the gulag. Yeah, you go to the gulag and you are set up against one other person. You are both fisticuffs. And if you survive, if you beat them, you get back into the game.
Good old fisting
You
in the
get to go
showers. I
right
love
back
it.
in. Yeah, you go to fit. Just don't drop the soap. Everything should be fine. But yeah, like, I think that's really cool. It's an incentive. Like if you are able to beat the person you are being put up against, you go right back into the game. I believe you get spawned at your stuff, and you have to pick it all up and continue your day. You don't just go back with your stuff automatically. But you get spawned where you died, so you pick up your stuff and you're good to go. So, like, that's the cool things that I'm thinking is, like, especially making that a completely free game with the ability to not have to have Modern Warfare, I think is a good move on their part, because obviously, like, the reason they're going with that is because they saw how heavy of a flux and consistent different skill levels always coming in and out when Call of Duty Black Ops 4 did the free weekends for what's it called, Blackout. I'm excited for that. I think it's gonna be really cool.
My one buddy bought Black Ops 4 just because I told him, I was like, yo, you should play Blackout. It's free this weekend.
Yeah.
And he's like, he bought it. He ended up buying the game like immediately after playing. He's like, this is a lot of fun.
Oh damn.
We didn't.
It's
we
good.
never played it again.
The only thing I don't like is I feel like that currency thing where you get alerted. I think a lot of people camping, waiting for people to like go to the bank.
Reward.
That I don't like, because then it almost kills the point of the battle royale, because you just have people fucking sitting. I'm assuming there's going to be a zone.
It's going to be a zone, and also people camping is an inevitability during a multiplayer game. Like, unless you're playing an MMO, there's going to be campers. If it's
I just feel like it would force people to more like chill by the banks.
As far as I know, I don't know if it's going to be a thing. I don't know if they would be able to do it, but I'd imagine they'd have some form of system intact to not let. Is anyone else getting like a weird noise?
Yeah, I am. I'm hearing some feedback.
Okay, as long as it's not just me. Hang on, let me see if this fixes it, because it might be. But anyway, so the controversy and like what Activision is up in arms about, and what people have already done is nobody knew exactly what the title was going to be. People weren't super confident. They had ideas, and also that thing's still going on, so it wasn't what it was. But right now, apparently, because that classified tab, if you've played Call of Duty within the last about month, I'd say, is Warzone. The problem is that if you like look at it enough, if you're in the right time of day and like there's like an overload or whatever may happen, it instead of classified, it glitches, and for a brief second you'll see Warzone. That's the tag. Like I think it's just their coding that's fucking up or whatever it may be, because it consistently says classified and then it like breaks into pixels and goes back to classified, but it's broken into Warzone a couple times. And people, it doesn't say how they did it, but people have actually ended up getting themselves into the empty map for
custom
Warzone.
games. There's a glitch in the custom games where you can actually drop into the zone.
That's so cool. That's so funny. And like Activision's not happy because there is they actually put out a subpoena against Reddit to find the Modern Warfare Warzone leaker. They're like going real hard at this. They have issued a subpoena for the Internet Forum Reddit under Digital Millennia Copyright and under the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, or the DMCA. The purpose behind this subpoena is to uncover the identity of a leaker who released unannounced information regarding Modern Warfare's upcoming Battle Royale mode, Warzone. The leak in question occurred when a user going by the name Assyrian2410 posted an image to the Modern Warfare subreddit, which Activision claims infringed on its copyrights. The post titled, "I found this image online, not sure what it is," was itself removed from r/Modern Warfare, and Assyrian has since deleted their Reddit account.
So it's been like known for months, though. People hacked into that. It
hasn't been officiated. The problem.
Yeah.
And no one's been going hard on trying to leak it.
Yeah. I know people that like found that shit a long time ago because they hacked into the game, and because everything is there. Because Spec Ops is supposedly, if you combine every Spec Ops mission, it's Warzone.
So it's gonna be a pretty big map.
All the different layers of Spec Ops are different areas in Warzone.
Yeah. Also, when you load into the game, if you're playing for the first time since season 2, the place where Ghost is, that's the beginning of, not beginning, but like that's like the first look into Warzone.
Yeah.
That's the entire concept. Is Ghost said that they're turning on each other, they're shooting their own men. We have to figure out what's going on as he's talking to Price over the comms. And he walks out into what looks like a damaged terminal, which is super cool because one, that means there's going to be a damaged terminal, and two, that's probably going to give us a terminal map, which I'm super stoked for.
Terminal
They gave
is
us
great
Rust,
map.
now give me terminal, and I'll be a happy child. But yeah, there's a
Happy
lot of shit
Chewbacca.
going on, and it's real intense. That's all I really have for Modern Warfare. But
So now,
I think it's going to be a solid game. I think it's going to work really well.
so to go back, do we like anyone's opinion on it? Is this too late into the game of the battle royal? It's Call of Duty, so it's gonna do good no matter what. But when it comes to battle royals, are we on the backside of the battle royal phase, or is we still in the middle of it? Like, are they coming into it too late, or at the right time, and just no one's gonna give a shit about the new Call of October?
Well, there's a stark silence, so I'll just say my opinion real fast. I don't think so. For a couple of reasons, I guess. One, they're doing things a little differently, which is kind of cool. It gives us a new taste of what's going on. Secondly, Apex is doing really fucking well. So, like, I think we're still kind of in that middle round, like battle royales. Truthfully, Fortnite's been kind of faltering fairly hard recently. It hasn't had as big of a buzz in the news. It's not doing very much.
Just
And
put out a new season.
Did they?
Mhm.
See, that's the thing, though. Like, even that I don't play Fortnite that much, I always knew when there was a new season. I didn't remember that there was a new season. I forgot that that game was a thing for a little while, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Like, I always heard everything about it. I would hear all these new skins. Like, all of the FaZe guys pretty much don't touch that game anymore. Like, it's dead, like, to a certain extent.
Ninja
Don't say
And
that
Weapons
to
also-
never.
Ninja. He'll get mad.
Huh?
Yeah.
I said, don't say that to Ninja. He'll get mad.
Also, don't tell Ninja it's just a game.
Ninja's also been, like, recently, Fortnite. Like, he kind of realized he had to. Ninja's been playing more games than just Fortnite recently,
Yeah.
and
They all
I
have
feel like
been.
he's kind of realized he's had to. Tfue is probably one of the only actual YouTubers who actually do Fortnite still. And honestly, that's just because he's trying to keep some form of relevancy.
Yep.
And the other reason that I think it's going to do well regardless is one, like you said, it's Call of Duty, but it's free Call of Duty is
Yep.
the big kicker. But yeah, that's my thoughts.
Well, what I hope that we aren't in the end phase of the battle royales, because being the #1 battle royale podcast in the world,
Exactly.
what else are we going to talk about? But I think we
Yeah.
are getting to that edge where the market is starting to become flooded, and we're getting close to the decline of the battle royale genre. I think we're like right on the
Think so?
cusp. I think so.
If you look out at the big, huge games coming out this year, none of them are battle royales except for Call of Duty. Like, you have some bangers, and they're all essentially open world. The majority of them. That's kind of coming back. I feel. Unfortunately,
That never
not
left.
Unfortunately, I love it.
That never left.
Well, not.
It went dormant.
Yeah, just
I don't
because.
even think so.
No,
I don't know, it
really
could either-
talked about for a while.
I could either see it doing. It's gonna do good regardless because it's Call of Duty.
Well, yeah.
But it just depends how long it's going to do good.
How long is
Like,
it
I
going to
guess-
stay relevant? How long are they going to
Yeah.
support it? Because Black Ops, they
Like-
cut that support as soon as Modern Warfare. Like, I would say a month or two before Modern Warfare came out.
Well, the Activision came out and said they already know that this next Call of Duty this year isn't going to do. Honestly, I don't think they should make one. They still have a shit ton of momentum for Modern Warfare. Why make a new one?
Yeah.
Just keep this momentum going and keep updating it. But I know they're going to.
But money,
They said
though.
it's going to be a
If
Black
they're
Ops
gonna
game.
do a Call of Duty this year, I God hope it's not a Black Ops, and I hope it's Just give me a story-based Call of Duty, and I'll have a great fucking time.
It's been rumored and leaked. It's a remake of Black Ops 1 because they did the remake of Modern Warfare 1.
That wouldn't
It's-
work for another 3 or 4 years because they just released this one.
So supposedly that's what they're looking into. Obviously, rumors you have to take it with a grain of salt, but
Give
supposedly
me
that's
Ghosts 2, God damn it.
No,
that's what they're
no
looking
one's
at.
gonna
They
give you
already
Ghosts
said it's
2.
not going to do nearly as good.
Dude, there is a giant community who story finished because it left on such a cliffhanger.
Yeah,
Like,
and
I
then,
want to finish what happened to that goddamn game.
and then the majority of people who played it were like, "This game sucks."
The multiplayer, though, like a lot of people enjoyed the storyline. Like it was a solid story.
90% of the
But also,
people
we're
that
nowadays,
I would say about I would say probably about 80% of the people that buy Call of Duty never touch the story, unless it's actually mandatory to get to the multiplayer. Most people
Nowadays,
just play the
Unless there's some
multiplayer.
kind of perk to unlock.
And nowadays, the story mode's almost irrelevant.
Mhm.
I
but
still
we'll see.
play those games for the storyline. I play those before I touch multiplayer.
Because look at Apex, like that was the Fortnite killer, and then that switched. Obviously, we're in a different time now, where there's nothing to really truly compete with Call of Duty. Yes, you have Fortnite, you have Apex, but are they
You
at
have
the same
Cuisine
level?
Royale.
Who knows? Yeah. So
fuck
I
is
guess
that?
the biggest thing is how long is it gonna stay relevant? And if it can maintain it, I think it'd do good. But if it's only at the top on Twitch for a month, then that just looks, and it's like, people lost hope. So we'll see what happens. Mark, what do you got for news? And I got some more. And if you have any more, Nate?
I got a little bit more eventually.
Nothing too crazy. So the only thing that I really have is that, remember whenever we talked about GeForce Now a few weeks ago?
Oh yeah.
So a bunch of the publishers are pulling out of GeForce now that they actually released it and are charging people money for it. So we got, looks like Bethesda and Activision Blizzard are both pulling out their launchers, saying that it's against their terms of service, charging people money to play their games. So yeah, those collection of games are ones you can't play, at least through that service now.
Good old Nvidia.
Yeah, there's actually been a handful of companies that have been talking about doing that, but those are the two that have really pushed out publicly.
So we'll never get an Activision Blizzard game or a Bethesda game on the Stadia.
Oh,
No.
Yeah, probably not. Unless they get some sort of licensing deal.
Bet you EA will have a great time with those services.
it's true.
Yeah, they will.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for that.
I got a couple more things, and you can finish up, Nate. You can take it home. Final Fantasy VII. It was leaked in a picture of the backing of a Korean copy of Final Fantasy VII that it will be 100 gig and 2 discs for Final Fantasy VII Remake, and it has been confirmed. It will be 100 gigs and 2 discs. Fucking huge game.
Nice.
Dual layered DVDs, or Blu-rays, my ass.
Yeah, there are 2. I don't even. Has there been another game on PlayStation? It's fucking 2 discs.
Not on the
Not
PS4.
PlayStation. Not PS4. There was. Oh, this is 360, but Mass Effect 2.
A lot of 360 games because that still used
Yeah.
dual layered DVDs.
LA Noir.
Yeah, that was like
I
3
wonder-
discs.
Noir was 2. Was it?
I thought it was 3.
I must have gotten at the point where it was only 1 disc because I never got more disc.
Yeah, because when that came out, they were still using single layer DVDs.
Okay. I wonder if they're doing that on purpose, though, for like a nostalgia thing, going back to like the 3.
Insert disc 2.
Yeah, I wonder if they're just doing that for just that.
Insert
I don't-
disc 2 of disc 1 of Final Fantasy 7.
Insert disc 2 of 50.
If you kick it back to PS1, Parasite Eve had 2 discs.
Oh, like every
Well,
game.
Final
at the end of-
Fantasy from Final Fantasy 7, the original had 3.
Did it?
Yeah,
So
that's
I-
how
I
they're
don't know if
breaking
just-
up the remake.
Yeah.
Mm,
And the thing is, though, so these first 2 discs are the first like 5 hours of the game. Let's just put that in perspective. So you're going from an area that took maybe less than 5 hours, depending on what you did, to now taking 2 discs and 100 gigs to
Yeah.
get out of the first area.
Yeah, Midgard.
It's a
Midgard
standalone
was
game itself.
Yeah,
Damn.
well, that's what they said. They said that when this was coming out, they said that each game is going to be a 60+ hour adventure, like a self-contained adventure.
Like, so you break that up. It took me 47 hours, I think I put into it just to beat the game without max stats, and I still was at probably level 67 or something. You break that up into fucking individual discs. Holy shit! You're gonna need like 8 hard drives. We'll see what happens. We'll see.
We're
what
gonna have to
happens.
have an external hard drive just for Final Fantasy.
Fucking A. They said the console you want to play it on, they say, is the PS4 Pro, based on the graphics and the rendering processing of it. That will be able to handle it way better than regular PlayStation.
Mhm.
Apex Legends, also, for those who didn't know, season 4 just came out a couple weeks ago. King's Canyon came back over the weekend. A little teaser of what they are going to be bringing to the rank mode. The rank mode in a couple weeks will drop you in either of the worlds. Over the weekend, they gave you the ability to go back to the original world before the dinosaurs destroyed it. That was weird. No one played it. I sat in a lobby for 5 minutes before the game loaded, which I expected like everyone to be playing it, but no one cared. I was like, oh, okay. Bloodhound, they are already nerfed. So for those who didn't know, I never talked about it. So Bloodhound's ultimate ability becomes Beast of the Hunt. So essentially he becomes crazy ass scarecrow, glows red, runs fast, crazy accuracy. So they improved his damage 115%, increased his accuracy by 100%, and his speed by 100%.
Fuck.
He was basically a demon, like a fucking god in that game. And they realized that was an oops, and so they already took it away.
Big oopsies.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, we can't do that. Star Wars The Fallen Order 2 is in rumors to be made by EA, as well as 2 other Star Wars games. It is rumored that it'll be another Battlefield, as well as possibly the Knights of the Old Republic.
Well,
So
they canceled a new Battlefield game, Battlefront, recently. It was one of the games that they canceled.
Yep.
Give us the original Battlefront 3. That's all I want. Just give us the original Battlefront 3 and I'll be a happy lad. Everything EA has done up until that point, I'll just swipe it, just brush it under the rug.
So they are making 3 more Star Wars, Jedi, Fallen Order, and 2 other ones. So hopefully, and they have already talked about doing the Knights of the Old Republic because a lot of people wanted that game. A lot of people loved it.
Ain't gonna happen.
So
BioWare's
we'll
gonna be
see.
dead by then.
You think so?
BioWare's gonna be dead by then.
You guys remember the games Burnout? The
Yeah.
ones where
Oh,
like
yeah.
you got
Burnout
points to,
was
like,
great.
Crash and yeah. So Burnout made a game a couple years ago called Burnout Paradise. Didn't do very well.
Paradise Remastered. I love that game.
Played the shit out of it,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Paradise 1 is my second favorite Burnout game, next to 3.
So they are rebranding the game into Dangerous Driving 2. It is a completely open world concept of Burnout. Yes, it is an open world Burnout game.
Well, yeah, that's how
It's
Paradise
called
City
Dangerous
was, or
Driving.
Paradise.
Yeah.
Yeah, Burnout Paradise was open world.
So, okay, yeah, but yeah, they're rebranding it until Dangerous Driving is what it's called.
So
Um,
here's something weird about the remaster Burnout Paradise. So in the original Burnout Paradise, because it's Paradise, they had Paradise City by Guns N' Roses.
yeah,
That was like the title theme to it.
I remember that.
They lost that license for the remastered. So
Fucking
Paradise City does not play when you first turn on Burnout Paradise.
That's hilarious. Yeah, they are rebranding it into Dangerous Driving 2. It'll truly be one of the best games that they have developed. They have added new features for our fans, as well as Twitch support, and because it's coming out for the Switch support, and split screen. You can either go through epic events against AI drivers, or go on a relaxing cruise throughout the city and
Man.
crash your car and get points. Speaking of PAX Expo, Sony is dropping out. They will not be there due to the coronavirus concerns.
Even though like the symptoms are coming from the West Coast, not the East Coast.
Not supposed to know that.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, they will not be attending due to increased concerns related to the coronavirus, as they were slated to have basically exclusive content for The Last of Us 2 and Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, they're gonna
Which
have
you will
demos
not
on the
be-
floor.
So you will not be getting those anymore, and they will be doing their own convention at a time, and they want to make sure none of their employees or any of their avid gamers are in a situation where they could catch the COVID-19, aka the coronavirus, which I don't think they actually would, but
You never know.
you never know. The creator of Gran Turismo says he wants the next game to produce 240 frames per second. He said that is his goal. And
Oh
it'll-
my God.
That would be.
Yeah.
I love the Gran Turismo games, man. Like, Forza's
So
alright,
good.
but Gran Turismo is still the
Top tier.
top tier simulation driving. Even Tourist Trophy
Oh,
was
yeah.
good. The bike one on
So, yeah,
PS2.
you want to play a
Yeah,
fucking
you remember that.
crisp, fast driving game, man. 240 frames per second for Gran Turismo.
Well,
That
hey,
was
the
stunning.
the PS5 will be able to do that, allegedly.
That's true.
1080p at 240.
Speaking of Xbox, xCloud gets 5 new games,
Yeah, they
including A Plague's Tale, and Skylines. So to amp up their revenue and their slew of games, they have added 5 more. Compared to the 4 that the Google Stadia added.
Yeah, this thing
Remember
that's in beta added 5 more games to a free service right now.
Cities, the game, Skylines, SimCity, Age of Wonders, Mud Runner, and I lost the other 2. Currently, there is 90 games by xCloud.
Nice.
What, like,
Throwing that out there.
that's what, like twice the amount that Stadia has?
Yeah,
Jeez.
which is absolutely hilarious. The Fortnite Chapter 2 did come out a couple days ago, and all I have in it, Deadpool is a secret character you can unlock. Why? I have no idea.
Because Deadpool, Fortnite,
There's no current relevance.
In the trailer,
Fortnite.
they open a door and you see Deadpool in the back corner standing there, and so the one guy I watched played it over and he was like, "That's Deadpool."
Oh
and
my
then
God,
there is
Deadpool's in Fortnite.
so
That's probably
know
what
how
you acted
if
like.
If you ever played Fortnite, you know how you just have your 4 friends that stand there in the circles. So now
If
you're
I
actually
have 4 friends.
yeah, I know, right?
Souls for
So
life.
now, what you're actually in a secret like base. It's got like it's actually pretty cool looking. You're in a secret base. They added loot vaults, which they may or may not have stole from Apex Legends.
Yeah, they fucking did.
Nevertheless, there is a furnace that you click, and you go into the furnace, and in behind their secret layer is another secret layer, and Deadpool standing there. And then you have to do like 5 things, and you unlock him as a character in the game. Zero reason as to why that is, but he's in there.
Yeah, but when's Harley Quinn gonna be in it?
She is. Because from Birds of
Yeah.
Prey,
Is that a
they
joke? Is that a fucking joke?
No.
no, before when they released Birds of Prey, they added her to the game.
I hate Fortnite.
I just never talked about it because I thought it was stupid.
Man, this is the perfect game for like 14-year-old boys. I see why people like it. I see why that
Um,
demographic loves it.
Speaking
Yeah.
of
It's
the
got
speaking
Deadpool
of the,
and Harley Quinn.
Epic Game Store, and Epic, was there ever a time that you thought, I
Boy,
want to
this
play a
system.
game?
Boy, this system needed a shopping cart. Yeah, all the time.
That is true. But have there ever been a time where you were like, there's a game out there that's so bad, let's take it and make it free to the public so they still won't play it? Well, now's your chance. The Epic Game Store, you can download Assassin's Creed Syndicate for free right now.
People didn't like Syndicate.
No,
That was one of the worst.
it
rated
wasn't.
Assassin's
It wasn't
Creeds of
as
all
bad
time.
as Unity, but people didn't like Syndicate. Like
I
people.
one
thought
of the worst
Syndicate was
ones.
neat.
No, I thought it was. I thought it was awful. A lot of people hated it. It was one of the worst rated ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is free on the Epic Game Store right now. So go there.
Right up there
and
with
download it. And
right
don't
up
play
there
it.
with Assassin's Creed Unity and 3 as the worst Assassin's Creed games.
Oh,
The last
Oh,
two
yeah.
pieces of news I have, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate fans got some bad news today. The creator and director said that they have no more plans to release any more DLC after the last slated DLC of the characters that they were launching.
Yeah, that's what Sakurai said during the Nintendo Direct, the Smash Bros. Direct
Um,
last time. He was like, "Yeah, we're done after this."
So there will be no more DLCs and no more characters coming to the 90 fucking characters play now.
Yeah.
And Super Smash Bros. Ultimate probably means a couple years from now we'll get a new one. I would assume.
No, please no. Sakurai can't handle it, man.
That's true.
they're
Well,
just
but this time you just put all the characters already that you have from DLCs auto in the game and just make more new DLCs.
See, what they said
Honestly,
is they
that'd
would
be
go
the best
back to
way.
kind of the. They said that Sakurai said in an interview that if he was to make another Smash Bros. Game after this, it would be more like 64. It's gonna be kind of like like a clean slate.
Just like a set amount of characters.
Yeah, a clean slate. Let's have 8 or 16 characters.
Not 90.
No.
There's so many
I just
characters
Same
in that
thing,
game.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Smash Bros. Ultimate has a huge problem, and that's balancing.
Yeah.
Pretty much, whenever a new character drops, everyone else sucks.
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Wasn't it the same issue on the one that was Wii U with Mewtwo? Didn't Mewtwo like wreck everyone for
Yeah.
a solid
Um,
month or so?
when Cloud came out, oh my god, it wasn't even fair.
Dragon Quest
they released
Heroes
Cloud?
just ruins everything.
Yeah.
The Dragon Quest character and Baelith, from what I've been seeing, just ruin everyone's lives. Like,
I
there's
remember
no
when they
reason to play
released-
anyone else.
What was it, like 2 years ago at this point? Yeah, they released Cloud. Oh my.
No, it was
God.
way
No, yeah,
before
Cloud's
that.
been around for a very long.
Oh yeah.
5
Yeah,
years
maybe
or
it was.
so, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Because it was
But I
came out,
remember when they-
that was on the Wii U.
I remember when they released him. Oh my god, he just fucking one pit people, and people were like, "Yeah, this isn't fair."
And
last
then everyone
piece of
went back
news-
to Melee.
Yeah, they did. We got some controversy in the streaming world.
Controversy.
Some controversy. Our boy Ninja's Twitter was hacked, which then has
Oh.
started some big feuds in the world of the streamer. So
He's
with
Snapchatting.
his Twitter being hacked,
Playing with it.
one of the tweets, he attacked Keemstar, and I quote, this isn't from me, Keemstar is a bald...
Try that again.
Keemstar is a bald retard, is what
Oh.
Ninja's, the hacker, posted on Ninja's Twitter.
Keemstar is a gem.
I love
uh,
DJ Killer Keem.
Another one was Real Nibs, NIBS, over Main Boys. For whoever follows at Owens, I will retweet and like. Go follow him. The fucking hacker posted his own link to his Twitter
Yep.
on Ninja's page for people to go follow his. Shout out to my boy. And then the big one. Hashtag fight me Tifu. And then everyone started trending. Tifu versus Ninja. And then the hacker once again posted Tifu versus Ninja. Ha, I'd clap his ass, please. So, not knowing that his Instagram, his Twitter got hacked, Tifu laid out a challenge on YouTube to Ninja. and I quote, "This motherfucker Ninja challenged me to a boxing match. I know he's never liked me. We've been rivals since H1Z1, ever since I started blowing up, and getting more views than him. He has been trying to take me off of Twitter and tear me down and talking shit behind my back. He has never liked me, and I guess it's time to settle this. Ninja, fight me in any form of martial arts you want. If KSI and Logan Paul can do it, there's no reason why we can't either."
Yes, there is, because they're both scrawny bitches.
Yeah, they're just gonna be Fortnite dancing at each other. Who could do the best Fortnite dance?
Whoever stops T-posing first.
So right now, if you go to Tfu's Twitch page, his tag is Ninja. It is Tfu versus Ninja. Let's do this. He's actually streaming Fortnite right now, and that's his tag on that. So the Ninja replied back, "Tfu, I have no interest in fighting you. I don't hate you. I never did. And I don't want you to fail like you assume I do. But using my name and your Twitter as a publicity stunt and to get views is not right. It is a breach of privacy that no one should have to deal with. You're making it worse and helping the hacker." So essentially, Ninja declined the fight. So we probably won't ever see the UFC debut of Ninja versus Tfu. But there was a chance there for a second.
Thanks.
I'm heartbroken.
But yeah, so that just happened today. Yesterday, actually, but I figured that was worthy of being in our news. Nate, what do you have to finish up? You said you have a few more things.
Yeah, just quick. Mobile World Congress canceled. That's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anyone had talked about that either last week or this, but yeah, fucking Huawei, Xiaomi, and Oppo originally. What the fuck is that? Anyway, yeah, that's not great. Ow.
I don't know what that is either, or who is
It
that?
hurts. But yeah, Xiaomi, Huawei, and Oppo were originally just gonna be like, fuck it, we're gonna go anyway. But now they've officially said they're going to be going to, was it London? I believe they're going to, yeah, they're going to London to showcase the new 5G instead. But like, just the fact that they were going to just go to Mobile World Congress and set up regardless after it's canceled, I think they got some fucking gall. Like they
don't
think
fuck
they
around.
are the shit. Like, no, Huawei, Oppo, and Xiaomi, they're like, nah, we run.
We
shit.
are
just
the
don't
Mobile
know.
World Congress.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Do you see these phones? Do you see how the camera pops up in a weird way?
Yeah. I mean, I got mixed feelings about all those Oppo, I'm fine with relatively. What the fuck? Anyway, it's.
I do
All right.
apologize to anyone who is listening right now. Unfortunately, there was
There's
pretty
a little bit of feedback.
badass
A little
feedback
static.
and squeaking there. I don't know
Never
what's
had
going
this
on.
before.
Welcome
What's
to the
up,
Level
Jeff?
Unlocked podcast.
At gmail.com.
gmail.com.
Did you say
LVL
something,
Unlock
Jeff?
Pod.
You're talking.
I can't
so
hear
you're
you.
muted.
You're muted.
Oh yeah, I was. I'm not hearing anything on this end.
That
Maybe
Oh,
it's you then.
well, yep.
might be you.
There was a.
Do you put was your phone near your mic?
It's pretty far. Is it over? Is it done doing
Oh,
it?
It's
yeah,
gone
it's
now. Yeah.
Yeah, a second ago it was like. It was. I don't know what it was.
Okay.
No, you're
that's
good.
weird.
No,
Okay,
no
keep
worries.
going,
Well,
Nate.
usually you get that from like cellular, but I did have one phone near it, but that phone doesn't have cellular data on it.
Oh, okay. Weird.
Um,
Okay, keep going, Nate.
Yeah, I'd say the frequency that's given off maybe, but other than that, it's just they're fucking ballsy, and we'll see what they bring this year. I'm kind of hoping that I wish Huawei would get their own shit, because if they were able to get their own stuff and I didn't have to worry about the Chinese government finding everything out and just spying on me, I'd probably get a Huawei phone because they're pretty neat. But you know, Chinese government has to watch, and it's
Yeah, you
kind of
know.
crazy.
It's a trade-off.
So the actual thing that I actually is another blunder with the new Z Flip. So not just being an Apple person, because I'm genuinely thinking about Pixel, just gotta state that, but I love when Samsung fucks up. I truly do. I enjoy it. It's a great time. Well, first of all, we'll talk about the minor things. Their hinge system with the bristles inside of it to get
It's
rid
trash.
of it legitimately doesn't work. iFixit just did a full tear down, and it pretty much did nothing. And it got to the point where if you open the phone to a certain extent, it makes this awful cracking noise,
Nice.
and you can't really fully open it anymore.
Nice.
Like if it gets too much in it, yeah, obviously iFixit says we put these through semi-unrealistic tests or fairly unrealistic tests, but these are things that in theory could happen. My other big issue with that phone is they have now rectified it after Jerry Rig Everything and iFixit decided to release to the world that they lied. Their phone's not fucking glass, people. You gotta understand. Like, people gotta realize, like, they kind of Samsung kind of did it a lot of false advertising. All glass foldable screen. Now, while there's like 25% truth to that, it's more of a foldable glass skeleton. And what I mean by that is the entirety of the phone, the screen, is still that plastic we saw back on the Fold. It is able to be scratched with a fingernail. If it gets poked with anything, it can instantaneously kill off lines of pixels if there's any form of breach in the plastic, and they call it a protective layer. But I could be wrong, but to my knowledge, a protective layer would be something that just protects the secondary layer, meaning that you, in theory, shouldn't need that first layer. It just helps. Nah, if that first layer isn't there, the phone goes black and it doesn't work anymore.
Make sure don't take off the included screen protector on your Galaxy
the
Fold.
Perma screen protector. It just, I have such a big issue with them claiming that it's a pure glass display when it's objectively not. And I don't know how they get away with this and how people like overly up in arms at like, oh, you made a ton of false advertising claims. And the problem is they could have gotten away with it scot-free if they would have worded it properly. But they feel like they had to be the kid with the biggest dick in the room saying, we have this new technology, this is ours, and flop on the table. So yeah, the Galaxy Z Flip, I wouldn't recommend buying. And as I tell people on a daily basis, I don't recommend a foldable phone probably the next 4 to 5 years. If you're going to buy a foldable phone, wait about roughly 5-ish years. In theory, Samsung will probably have a semi-perfected version in about 3.5. But if you want a perfected one that's actually going to survive, you got to wait about 5 years. The other big thing is a lot of people like screen protectors because they help you not have to worry about it. You can't do a screen protector on either of those phones because it will rip off the screen, or it will destroy the screen because of the layering of the adhesive on the screen protector. One, you can't do it on the Z Flip period because they would have to make a foldable screen protector, which you could use an HD clear, but that shit's super sticky and that would destroy the screen. And then on the Fold, you would have to get one that doesn't destroy the screen inherently, and then one that could either fold or it would be
malleable.
Would come almost to the middle. It would be 2 separate screen protectors that in theory you would have to have, so it would cover each side.
But then when it folds, you might puncture the
exactly.
plastic when you fold it.
Like, a lot of these people are like, oh yeah, this is like the next great thing. Are you right? In about 5 years, you're right. But as of right now, these are just novelties that people can have. I won't even talk about the Razr because the Razr was a terrible flop in general. Like, the screen can come off of the phone, the chassis is plastic. Does it hold up to drops better than the Z Flip? Absolutely, because it's plastic versus glass. The cool thing with the exterior of the Z Flip, though, is that the glass is glass panels. So you can actually just pop them off. If you know how to do it, no normal customer should do this. But like repair centers would be super easy and super cheap because they're just panels you can pop off and pop back on. And that's kind of cool. They make the fixing of it a little cheaper. but yeah, case in point, foldable phones aren't going to be a thing. Or honestly, I think the craze will fizzle out by the time they get to the point where they can actually make them good. Candy bar styled phones are the way to be. That's the way people are going to like them. Now I will say, we got a contender coming in that I'm not sure if anyone really expected to get in the phone game. TCL.
Yep.
TCL is making some fucking moves. Let me tell you. They're going hard into the 5G phones, and they also are going hard into the not foldable but slidable smartphone, which I'm kind of interested
It's
in.
like my sidekick.
It's
Yeah, pretty
it's
much.
literally a phone. It's a tablet sized. It's like a fold, but it slides into itself. It's their concept, but it has ideas and promise that could work. I haven't looked a ton into that, but that is a thing they're doing with the TCL smartphones that they are going to be coming out with the 5G. That I think they were supposed to release one of them at MWC, which obviously no longer can do. They are making some heavy moves, and the phones look like they're going to be pretty interesting. If I can find them real quick.
Yeah, I've seen some of the things on the TCL phones. They seem interesting. It's
Like they got a lot of good looks, like full screen, full display. Oh, they're gonna be released at CES 2020. Okay, they moved things. The cameras on them look like they're gonna be solid camera. Like they kind of look like Samsungs, honestly. Yeah, the one this the TCL 10 5G and 10 Pro, and then the 10L is supposed to be a high spec Android phone for under $500. And we keep getting promised high spec phones for under this price, under that price. Now, the only one who's come through with it is the Pixel 3a. It was a fairly high spec phone for the time, and the body felt like if you pressed on it too hard, it might crack. But other than that, it's a great phone. Like the plastic, they could have done something better, but solid phone.
So it looks like every other freaking phone out there.
I mean, that's what phones are nowadays. Though.
yeah.
Honest.
There's no originality
They're all
anymore.
the same.
I will say the one thing I am interested in is I kind of like the Samsungs this year. I very much still dislike Samsung. But my problem is that, once again, they kind of made an oopsie about claiming that this 100 times zoom is super high res and it's going to be perfect and it's going to work great. Realistically, it's all completely pixelated after about 30 times zoom. 30 times zoom is all you need on a smartphone. A phone's sensors cannot pick up 100 times zoom when you have this much room with. Even though the camera bump's the biggest one has ever been on a phone, it doesn't work because it's not this big with a prism and a mirror and a bunch of shit to go through to make sure everything is like right. I'm not perfect on camera knowledge, but you
got
need
the
those things
gist.
to make things look good.
The
It's
bigger the
just-
sensor, the better it looks.
Exactly. And like people, like so far people are already dogging on like, oh, the iPhone 11 and the 11 Pro and the 11 Pro Max, they can't compete. I mean, in a certain aspect they're not wrong, but also the sensors in the iPhone 11 Max are best in the market. They're Sony sensors. Sony has the best sensors on the market besides Canon, but Canon doesn't do phones. So like by default they are. I don't know. I think that Samsung is making claims that they won't be able to keep up with, and people will realize soon. But we'll see. That's kind of all I got. Just some phone ranting, and tips about TCL. Which I think TCL, if they pull this off, they could be a legitimate contender. They could take Nokia's spot.
They could be the
Nokia
next
has been
Huawei.
relevant for years. They really could. Is TCL? Where are they located?
China.
Are they
They're,
US?
they're
Are they
Chinese.
China?
Yeah.
Okay. Because TCL, like, a lot of these are like semi-premium looking, as long as it's not, oh god, the glass stick styled shit from the fucking Light series with Sam pisses me off. Glass stick is terrible. It is a cheap looking false plexiglass, if that makes sense. It's like a plastic plexiglass, and it's really, really bad. But yeah, it looks like this could have some premium in. If they get the price point right and the specs right, this could definitely be a contender, and I'm excited to see what TCL is going to. But yeah, that's
Jeez.
it's all from like phone news and stuff.
Oh yeah, man. Boys and girls and gentlemen and dogs and cats. I would call that a cast of the pod.
I like to believe that
Wouldn't you
some
say?
people put us on just for their dogs or cats when they leave the house.
That would be
me too.
lovely.
I
Hey,
did have
guys.
one interesting little tidbit.
What's
What's
up,
going
son?
on?
The YouTube channel Neebs Gaming got hacked. There's a thing going around out there right now. For those content creators, be cautious about your potential sponsorships.
Yep.
They were hacked by a organization, pretty much claiming to be, I think it was Bitcoin or some kind of,
That's the first
Some-
mistake.
yeah, some kind of online currency. Literally took their channel over, deleted all their videos, and started posting their stuff and streaming them on their
What?
channel. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's not smart.
Yeah, and it took them about a week and a half to get everything straightened out. Maybe a week to get everything straightened out, but they've been shut down for like the past week, pretty much, with this issue.
Did they have a backlog? Were they able to get their videos back up?
Yeah, they were able to get their video. They're a pretty professional group, so yeah, they had
Okay.
all their stuff backed up. So
Well,
they've
and that
been
stuff also YouTube. Even if you delete it, it's probably still there on the YouTube
probably
servers.
somewhere.
That's
Yeah,
true.
and it's funny because I jumped online the other day and I had 160 new video notifications. Like, okay, I guess they're working again. So, yeah, but yeah, for those out there, be cautious about who you about even sponsorships. There's a lot of bogus stuff out there. Like I knew a kid who got linked up with a clothing company, and it turned out that the clothing company was actually just part of the black market, and shortly later his kidneys came up missing.
Is that factual?
Oh,
I'm talking about you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can foresee the future.
See the future.
The one thing that
Have you
kind of
finished
like
any clothing yet?
no, I have to order something and then we're gonna work shit out.
Should
But,
at least get
um,
a shirt.
Oh, I'm gonna be getting a hoodie. Like I'm really interested in this one. I guess my one thing with what you had said is why
I
did
don't
they
know how they.
Bitcoin
Oh.
doesn't do sponsorships?
It wasn't Bitcoin. It was
It
some
was-
like Cube Coin or Cubebase or some weird thing.
Yeah, someone trying to
um,
pay him to promote like a cryptocurrency. I've seen it
Yeah,
go
okay.
around in the past few years.
Well,
It's
I
been
guess
happening a lot.
what happens is they get your phone information, and then how do they do it? They contact your phone carrier, and somehow are able to get they get your information, and then they use that information to switch your phone number over to basically so they have it, and then they try to reset the password, and they get the notification for the reset. So they basically just straight jack your account. Yeah. I thought it sounded pretty crazy, but yeah, if you want the full story, look into it. But yeah, it's pretty crazy shit. I mean, they have over 2 million followers and stuff, so
Yeah.
you know if it can happen to them, it can happen to anybody.
Your life advice from Sir Schroeder. Make sure
Yeah.
you pay attention to who you do deals with, because there's some
Yeah.
sketchy ass people out there that
Write
are
your
only
damn
looking out
passwords
for the
down.
bad. Exactly. Exactly. Well, boys, one last quick recap. Where can we find everybody? What are they going to be doing?
What about
Let's start-
releases?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
let's
yeah.
start from releases.
Releases.com. Releases.com. We have until when? It's the 24th today.
29th.
Okay, until the 29th. All right. So, the 25th, we got Hay Fever coming out on the PC and PS4. Then we got Rune Factory 4 Special coming out on the Switch. Then we got Gombre Super Strikers coming out for the PS4 and Xbox One. Then we got Wasteland Remaster coming out on the PC and Xbox One. We got... What? I'm sorry? Okay. We got a Space Channel 5 VR kinda funky news flash coming out for the PS4. Then we have Color Out of Space. Oh, that's movies. That's a movie. Let me go to games real quick. Sorry. Let me just go solely to games. Oh shit. Fuck. Okay. Pressure. House Flippers coming out for the PS4 on the 25th. Mark, you like that game, don't you?
yeah, it's relaxing.
Mega Man Zero / ZX Legacy Collection comes out for the Switch and PS4 on the 25th. 2 Point Hospital comes out for the PS4, the Switch, and the Xbox One on the 25th. Infliction comes out for the PS4 and Xbox One on the 25th. Sam Show comes out for the Switch on the 25th. Sayonara Wild Hearts comes out for the Xbox One on the 25th. On the 26th, we have Bastide coming out on the PC. Five Finger Death Punch 2 coming out for the Xbox One. House Flipper coming out for the Xbox One. Heroes Must Die again coming out for the PC and PS4. Vicious coming out for the PS4 and the Vita of all things on the 26th. Castle of No Escape 2 coming out for the Xbox One. On the 27th, Soul Axiom coming out for the Switch. Overpass coming out for the PC. Dust Haven, or Heaven Dust, sorry. That looks like it should say Dust Haven. Heaven. Coming out for the Switch and PC. Then we have Under Hero coming out for the Switch, not to be confused with Undertale. Heroes Must Die again, coming out again on the Switch on the 27th. Then Romance of the Three Kingdoms, what the fuck is that, like 14, coming out for the PC and PS4 on the 28th. Toe Jam and Earl Back in the Groove coming out on the Switch on the 28th. Coffee Craze is coming out for the PS4 on the 28th. Stab, Stab, Stab coming out for the PS4 and Xbox One on the 28th. Dwaros coming out for the PC on the 28th. Kingdom Under Fire, The Crusaders coming out for the PC on the 28th. Bloodroots coming out for the PS4 and Switch on the 28th. One Punch Man, A Hero Nobody Knows coming out for the PS4 and PC on the 28th. Bucket Knight coming out on the Xbox One and PS4. And Metro Exodus coming out on the Switch on the 28th. Back to you guys.
Really quick.
It's sold.
Going back to Stab, Stab, Stab. Stab, Stab, Stab is a brutal, psychic-based couch multiplayer fighting game where you stab your best friends until they pop. That's the description.
Nice.
That looks fun.
Some honorable mentions. Guns
Akimbo.
Guns Akimbo. The Daniel Radcliffe gaming movie where he has guns.
It's not really a gaming movie.
It's not a gaming movie, but he's in a world where you have to fight to the death.
If anything, it's more of a
selected.
It's more of a streaming movie.
Yeah. Essentially, the only thing to do in the world is to watch a live-action death match, where you get randomly selected to fight to the death, and then the winner keeps moving on. And Daniel Radcliffe selected, and his character gets 2 pistols bolted to his hands, so his hands are literally guns. So there's that, and that's really the only thing that's coming out.
Nice.
Other than Jersey Shore Family Vacation.
Let.
No, that's your shit.
And that is it. So kind of going back, where can we find everybody? What are we doing this week? Before we sign off, I started the week, so I guess I'll start first. You can find me, Captain Geach 15, all the social medias, playing Ark. I need to get back to Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Goku messaged me the other day saying he missed me. So I gotta get that going. That's pretty much about it for myself. Pretty boring week until Final Fantasy comes out. Just counting down the days. Nate, since you cried about always going last, bitch, what about you?
Honestly, like, completely tentative. I'm not gonna be home tomorrow, but other than that, Tuesday night, I'm thinking I'm about to go figure out some. I think there's gonna be a plan because I haven't streamed that in a while. Cause I miss streaming. I haven't been in the mood. Like, I'm just the kind of person that, like, I have to be in, like, a mood that I can be up and, like, jittery and moving. I gotta be able to, like, have some form of entertaining. And I've just been, like, a slump recently with that shit. So yeah, probably gonna try to stream Tuesday night. That's the plan, because I'm free on Wednesday, so I'm probably gonna do that for a while at night. Other than that, I hope to be playing the good stuff on Thursday that I'll let Jeff talk about, because I always talk about the before he gets to. This is his thing. I hope to play some Ark as well. I want to fucking kill the goddamn Kraken, so we need to figure that shit out. Because we did that during this week too that I forgot to talk about since no one else did either. We tried to kill a Kraken. I got fucking swept. Me and Walker got murked real quick.
Last couple days though, Walker's been
Gotta
playing
get
more
on it
than
and
anybody
prepare with
else. Yeah. Walker's
That is a
got a
big
whole
thing.
base started. He's got like 13 T-Rexes, 7 dragons. He got this bunch of NPCs walking around.
He doesn't
touching
have
each other on the
dragons.
butt. Oh yeah, he does. He has all of them.
You got dragons?
All of them.
Every single one.
Been
Yeah.
collecting them.
Yep. And then we throw them in Pokeballs.
You do.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
And then we put them in spaces. Then we release them in spaces that are too small for a dragon. And then we sit back and watch what happens.
I would also
They
like to
never
play
like it.
some 5M on
Yeah, I know. We need to,
GTA. Fucking come play it.
it's just
because
hard in
it's a
general to
great
get
time.
a bunch of people in the same location at the same time.
What the fuck was that, Walker? Why? Why
My
did you
wings.
shake your arms?
Don't do that too much.
No.
You'll be like that lady that we worked with the other day.
But yeah, that's it for me. Maybe, just maybe, I can
Like-
convince these fucks to ironically play.
T-pose.
Maybe.
It's a power stance.
Those who don't know, everybody's doing a T-pose right now. I got the credits rolling.
But yeah, that's it for me this week.
Mark, what about you?
I don't make content too often, but if I ever do, I'll
But
post
when
it on
I
YouTube
do,
or Twitch. Yeah, I'll post it on YouTube or Twitch, and probably both at MarkDude701. So be sure to get it there. Yeah.
Schroeder.
Yeah, so I'm available on places. That's it.
Nice.
Perfect.
We're gonna be doing Overwatch on Thursday, maybe 5M on Tuesday, Wednesday or 5M on Wednesday. My brain is all messed up right now. Yeah, Arc on Fridays, and then this again next Sunday. Other than that, Splash Screen Gaming on Twitch and YouTube. Team Splash Screen on Instagram, Facebook. And-
no, stop,
Not.
Stop!
No,
Oh.
What did I do wrong?
stop.
not you.
Not
No,
you.
it was me.
Walker, the fuck over here.
What did you do?
You can't
Nothing.
do that.
You're going in
My arm-
timeout.
my arm slipped forward.
No, the fuck it didn't.
It was
Oh.
straight off
Continue,
to the
Schroeder.
side and it
I
slipped.
apologize
straight out.
for Walker's inconvenience.
Oh, yeah, and that kind of thing.
I'm done with that.
I win.
I'm done with that bit.
That's it.
James, what about you, sir?
All right. Well, if you like Mark, if you want to watch mediocre content, you can go to youtube.com/people8studios. When on Wednesday you can watch on Wednesday you can watch me play Yakuza 0, and on Friday you can watch me play Final Fantasy 7. That game sucks. And then if you want to watch me throughout the week play like I don't know. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, maybe? I don't fucking know. Maybe I'll play Jedi Fallen Order one of these days. Who knows? Probably next month I'll get into Dreams again. I'll play some more Dreams.
That was cool watching you put
The
that
memes
last week.
are alive.
The memes are alive.
More
and
advanced
strong.
memes.
Was it? What did I tell you guys? I need an adult. I desperately need an adult right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can watch that on twitch.tv/people8studios. And I don't know if you want to see what I'm retweeting, the shitty anime memes I'm looking at. Check me out at Twitter at people8hate10.
Perfect. And ladies and gentlemen, as always, you can follow us on all the social at Level Unlock Podcast. Up to 312 followers. Now we gained 10 followers since doing this podcast. That's huge.
Wow. Yeah, really?
Yeah, we did.
Shit.
So
Because we
claps
started
all around.
tonight?
Yeah, we gained 10 followers.
That's pretty
So
cool.
that's huge.
Nate, do you have a
Um,
question?
I forgot to fucking plug. Everywhere at YF Kitson, that's where you can find me play. Continue, sorry.
You can find us, Level Unlock Podcast, at Twitter, at the Instagram, at Facebook, and on Twitter at what James? I fucked that up.
Twitter again, in case you forgot.
Well, you can also email us at levelunlockpodcast at gmail.com.
When
But
is
more
that, when is that contest over?
2 weeks.
March, 2 weeks.
2
Second week of
weeks?
March.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got him, mate.
Yeah, guys, don't forget, for those that are still hanging out with us after 2.5 hours, we do
Yeah,
have
if
that.
If you want
Go
to enter our podcast, you can go to tinyurl.com/levelunlock sweepstakes and get a bunch of entries into our drawing to get a $50 gaming gift card of your choice.
you wanna get
you better do it
$50
now, 'cause
If you want $50
To do this
in
again, we're gonna be
Robux-
doing 10 $5 ones instead. So
Yeah.